criticize for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Say from him slip up all eyes on him. I defend the people, them set spice on him. Evil politicians spread lies on him. But we know the bugger them not wise like him. Back up, them not ties on him. Them know say that the people rely on him. You know say them bring out them cries through him. That's why all the people them respect him. Just like Selassie and Marcus Garvey. Rock you all the order of the Trinity. A real strong soldier in a army. No simpleton can disarm you. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. How long them a gonna know say that them fire can't cool? How long them a gonna take our people for food? Nah build no houses, them nah build no school. Think them up the handle but of the most I rule. Them better stop criticizing. Cause what them a do now phase him. You know the man no lazy. All them a talk, them a the one way crazy. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Say from him step up all eyes on him. I defend the people, them set spice on him. Evil politicians spread lies on him. But we know the bugger them not wise like him. Back up, them not ties on him. Them know say that the people rely on him. You know say them bring out them cries through him. That's why all the people them respect him. Just like Selassie and Marcus Garvey. The man who hold the order of the Trinity. A real strong soldier in a army. No simpleton can disarm you. Them fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Them fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Them fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Most High Jah, guide us now, yeah. Our people need to see the light. Turn it up right. He will fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Say from him slip up all eyes on him. I defend the people, them set spice on him. Evil politicians spread lies on him. But we know the bugger them not wise like him. Back up, them not ties on him. Them know say that the people rely on him. You know say them bring out them cries through him. That's why all the people them respect him. Just like Selassie and Marcus Garvey. Rock you all the order of the Trinity. A real strong soldier in a army. No simpleton can disarm you. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk him life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. How long them a gonna know say that them fire can't cool? How long them a gonna take our people for food? Nah build no houses, them nah build no school. Think them up the handle but of the most I rule. Them better stop criticizing. Cause what them a do now phase him. You know the man no lazy. All them a talk, them are the one way crazy. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk them life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk them life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Say from him step up all eyes on him. I defend the people, them set spice on him. Even politicians spread lies on him. But we know the bugger them not wise like him. Back up, them not no ties on him. Them know say that the people rely on him. You know said them bring out them cries through him. That's why all the people them respect him. Just like Selassie and Marcus Garvey, the man hold the harder of the Trinity. A real strong soldier in a army. No simpleton can disarm me. Them fight for the people every day. Risk them life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Them fight for the people every day. Risk them life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Them fight for the people every day. Risk them life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Most High Jah, guide us now, yeah. Our people need to see the light. Turn it up right. We will fight for the people every day. Risk them life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk them life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. Say from him step up all eyes on him. I defend the people, them set spice on him. Even politicians spread lies on him. But we know the bugger them not wise like him. Back up, them not no ties on him. Them know say that the people rely on him. You know said them bring out them cries through him. That's why all the people them respect him. Just like Selassie and Marcus Garvey, rock you all the order of the Trinity. A real strong soldier in a army. No simpleton can disarm me. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk them life for the people every day. Get criticized for the people every day. Defending your rights, I saw him stay. We'll fight for the people every day. Risk them life for the people every day.
Family, blessings, blessings. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thanks for joining us. And I just want to say thank you for being so patient. I mean, I don't know what's going on, folks, but we're not going to stop, you know. It's like clockwork. Every time we're supposed to start a broadcast, there is a technology problem. And fortunately, the problems, by the way, you can't hear me? Mic check, 1, 2, 3, microphone. Nobody can hear me. Good, okay, outstanding. Yeah, so, yes, folks, it's like clockwork. Every time we're supposed to start, there is a technical problem. Before it used to be a user problem. I remember Kevin used to laugh at me and Joan and OT and everybody. But I wouldn't say I've mastered it, but I'm competent at, making my way around everything that's here. And I feel pleased to tell you that the problems we've been having over the last several weeks, not user problem, technical problems. So, but anyway, give thanks to Kevin, always reliable, always present, always willing. Big up yourself, Kevin. And OT, thanks again. Joan, big up yourself. All right, folks, listen. Welcome, 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 everybody. I heard me say everybody. Oh, you're mistering it. Oh, all right. Yeah, look, there's so many of you in the chat right now that it's I'd love to get to the stuff that we have planned for you. So let me just get to it. And before that, just say welcome, welcome, welcome again to all of you. Welcome to all of you. You could have chosen to be somewhere else, but you decided to make the wisest choice and to join the rebel. Well, no, the rebel is Saturday night. Join Rattigan. So, want the president, Mr. President, good man. Good, Carl. Lots of things going on in his life, and you'll see him shortly. But, you know, just kind of busy right now, like everybody else. All right, here's what we're going to do today, or tonight. OT went out on a limb, and she said, listen, I am going to select the topics, and I am going to number them. And I don't want you to stray from the numbering. So if you say 1, that means you play it first. 2, second. If you say 2A and 2B, you don't play, after 1, you don't play 2B, you play 2A. So I'm very good at following instructions, particularly when they come from women. So, and I'm not going to detour from that tonight. So let me just jump into this video. And I guess OT just selected them and said, look, you can't talk about these videos because, you know, she has a lot of confidence in me. Well, we'll see. Here we go.
Scenes outside the Sangster International Airport on Monday as tourism workers protested working conditions. Led by Michael Downer, president of the National Hospitality Workers Union, protesters voiced their frustration over wages and treatment in the sector. Mr. Downer says workers are being left behind despite growth in the industry.
So we're at the airport to tell the guests that are coming in and also the staff and to appeal to our government that the tourism workers are not okay. And therefore, if tourism makes $4.38 billion US, the Jamaican people must be getting better pay, better treatment. Because you look at Barbados, they make $1.4 billion. They pay their staff $5 to $8 per hour. That is 3 times as much as Jamaicans do, when we get 2 times as Jamaicans, while we get 3 times as much of them. So we are saying we need to have a change in the tourism model that can benefit Jamaicans for long-term sustainability.
Mr. Downer also raised concerns about the Labour Redundancy Act, describing it as outdated and calling for amendments that he says would better protect and benefit Jamaican workers.
We also have issue with the Redundancy Act. The Labour Relation Industrial Dispute Act of 1975 is an outdated law that over 50 years, and both political parties have overseen this and not seek to change it to benefit the Jamaican people. So we are asking that it be amended, and before it's been amended, consultation must be done with the expert that is in the tourism industry. Those who have been playing a part, let them be consulted so that we can craft these legislations so it better serve the interests of Jamaican people.
The NHWU president questions why Jamaica, a leading tourist destination in the Caribbean, has failed to enact legislation that benefits its people.
If in Turks and Caicos they can put tax on tourism and give the staff up to 60% of that, and they're pushing for 100% of that to go to the staff, why Jamaica, that is given a title 15 times in a row, the best tourism destination in the Caribbean, cannot craft legislation to benefit the Jamaican people? That is what we are talking about, for changes.
Change gon' come, I know. Change gon' come, I know.
No, OT, we need to go back to their reasons, their 10 reasons. Make us skip that. No. Take that. Hold on. No. Folks, what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about the biennial conference that's going to be held in Jamaica in June. The Diaspora Conference, that is. And they had a briefing today. The State Minister, Minister Terrelong, was the guest, and he, as well as other people on the platform, they spoke about the upcoming conference. It's a conference that's held every 2 years. And we have problems with the conference. It is supposed to be our conference, our meaning the Diaspora Conference, but it's the big one is held in Jamaica every 2 years. And we have some fundamental problems with it. People who have attended many times, I've attended this conference years ago. I think it was back in 2018, I believe, somewhere around there, 17, 18. The conference is largely an event for rich people to get richer, or wealthy people to get wealthier. It's not for us. It's not for poor people, no matter what they tell you. What I would like to see discussed is how do we provide assistance to diaspora members who are in need. That's not on their agenda. Their agenda is about how you can network and how you can purchase this $1 million home, or you can invest in this business. Most of us in the diaspora, we don't have that kind of capital. We don't. We simply do not. And I think it's highly insulting for them to say, well, this is about the diaspora and the diaspora members can come and do this and do that. 2 years ago, when they advertised it, they gave us 10 reasons why we should come to the conference. And not one reason in there was about helping the diaspora people in the diaspora. Not one. I'll show them to you. I'm waiting for them to come out with the top 10 for this year, because 2 years ago they came out with the top 10 and we rubbish them. And what we're going to do this year, as we did 2 years ago, we're going to have our conference called the People's Conference, or the Real Diaspora Conference. And that conference is going to be held every night while they're having their conference, because they have their conference during the daytime. And we're going to have ours at night, and we're going to critique what's being said. We want to drive the discussion. We're hoping that they'll watch this program, they'll hear what our plans are, and so they will change the agenda items to reflect the issues facing diaspora members in the diaspora. I think it's only fitting and fair that if we're going to have a conference labeled the Diaspora Biennial Conference, then it should reflect the hopes, the dreams, the desperations and frustrations of the diaspora. But so far, they have been true to form in their production of this event, because it's not about the it's not even about the poor people in Jamaica. No, it's not about the poor people. It's about rich people rubbing shoulders, making contacts, discussing deals. Mega said, don't say anything until they put out their 10 reasons first. No, sir. They put out their 10 reasons 2 years ago, and we're going to put out our 10 reasons. We're going to put out 10 reasons now. Make them come with another 10, and then we will come with another 10. Because at the end of the day, most of us on this platform will not be in attendance. And you can just, let me just tell you this. The expense alone will prevent you from going, even if out of curiosity you wanted to go. And I'll tell you why. Time's tough. Globally, time's tough. And where you are going to find the kind of cabbage figure pay $400 a night in a hotel, or $300 a night in a hotel, or stay in a hotel with a stranger and pay $200 a night. And that's just accommodations. We don't even know about food. And then you have to go buy plane ticket. And then when they get there, they want you to rent a vehicle. And you know how it is. You're going to purchase things while you are, put this, you would love to purchase things while you're there. Souvenir, trinkets, whatever, come back with. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And when you hear them talk about the diaspora, and the thing about it is that I've heard them talk about the diaspora, and I've heard from people in the inner circle talk about the diaspora, and I'm telling you, it's not a good feedback. They really don't care about us. You know what they care about? How much moolah you can give them. That's what they care about. They don't care about you. They care about your pocket. And if your pocket isn't fat, they have no interest in you. They have no interest in you. So we're going to get to that. But what I really wanted to started out showing was, and it's a topic that is near and dear to all of us, should be, is that we put a premium on being entertained as opposed to being educated or getting involved in issues that impact us. We would rather borrow money and go to an event and be entertained. And of course, your spirits are lifted, but it's short term. And then you leave the event, you go home, and you're back to where you started. That's not proper planning. It's not proper planning. And I want to show you a video. Let me see if it will work. Hold on.
Have you heard the latest scoop on Chris Brown's Skyview Suite concert tickets in Jamaica? Hold on to your hats, because this is one wild ride you won't want to miss. So get this. These tickets cost a jaw-dropping $1,500,000 Jamaican dollars, or 10,000 USD. The price of a 2017 Toyota Pro Box. Now, before you start rummaging through your piggy bank to see if you've got enough, let's take a minute to talk about this mind-blowing price tag. Some might be screaming overprice alert, but hold your horses, folks. Is it overpriced or a genius marketing strategy? Picture this. The promoter's like, you know what? Let's stir up a storm and watch social media go bonkers over the price. Who needs advertising when you've got the whole internet talking, right? And guess what? There are only 12 tickets available for the Skyview Suite, so it's like a golden ticket from Willy Wonka's factory. Exclusivity is the name of the game, and for those ballers who wouldn't bat an eyelid at 10,000 bucks, this is their playground. To all my budget-conscious buddies out there, I get it. I really do. But here's the thing. 10,000 USD might be pocket money for the big shots, and let's face it, they'd probably drop that much on a fancy meal without blinking. So all you frugal warriors arguing about the price, hear me out. Don't waste your energy, okay? Save that for the dance floor, because guess what? The early bird catches the worm. Grab those $7 grand tickets before they're gone faster than your favorite snacks at a party. And mark my words, those Skyview Suite tickets are gonna fly off the shelves faster than lightning. So what you think? Marketing strategy or overpriced? Share your thoughts.
All right, you can move that, OT. No, I take a look at this, one of your people. And this was on a show called The Fix. We want to big them up.
Positive greeting, positive energy. Sir Andrew Holiness.
No, this is not it. Hold on.
Sir.
Here we go.
Our special guest joining us.
Hi.
Hey, come in. Hey, what's up? Hey. Good day. Wow. She do surgery too? Yeah, you know, I go on from Shane to the room. You know that. Yeah. Welcome to the fuckery zone. All right, so we're joined by our special guest here with us in the build. She all set up now and everything.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Right? So, CEO. Well, I just had a program. I don't want to get that. So the CEO of E-Loan Microfinancing Limited for the past 14 years. Miss Denisha Forbes. Is Denisha?
Denisha.
Oh, okay. I like how you pronounce Denisha.
Right, just as how it is spelled.
Denisha. We Jamaican will say Denisha.
They normally say Denisha, like my other friend over there. She breaks the rules all the time.
I see.
All right, so 14 years you're operating your own microfinancing agency, really,
That's
loan
correct.
agency. But you pretty much came into national prominence with the Burna Boy offering concerts, I guess micro loans for attending the Burna Boy concert.
Yes.
I remember that last year.
You hear that? This lady offered loans so that Jamaicans could go to a concert. There's more to this story.
And even before that, you made news about offering party loans.
Yeah, they've been doing that
And
too.
before that too, I did make news doing a $60 million giveaway joint ventureship, and that was with Shore Profits Academy. I think that was 2021. I think I've been breaking records since 2021.
She just had to
I didn't know about that one. Yeah.
that moment of philanthropy.
Subtle
of course.
flex. But no, you're back in the news again, offering party loans to see Chris Brown. So we're just talking about it.
You hear that? I can't fault this lady. No, she's a businesswoman. And by the way, the fix, big up on herself. She's a businesswoman. And she's found a niche because she realized that Jamaicans, to a large extent, love entertainment more so than education, I would say. I don't think I'd be overstepping the bounds by saying that she has carved out a niche for herself where she's giving out loans to people who want to go to these concerts. And so I can't fault her. It's a business. But think about it. Think about the people taking out these loans to go party. And if you listen to the lady's logic, some of it makes sense. So like I said, I don't fault her. In fact, I applaud her genius for doing what she's doing. But it takes two to tango. She has to make the offer and somebody has to accept. What she has realized is that the economic principles of supply and demand. There's a demand for it and she said, okay, I'm going to supply it. Let's continue.
He's coming to Jamaica to perform in August, and the ultra super VIP experience is 1.5. Sorry, million Jamaican dollars, whatever. And that's a lot of
you're
money.
offering loans of $100,000.
And repays what, 4 years?
For the 100,000, they have up to 12 months to repay. But I mean, you can repay in 3 months, in 1 week. It's up to you.
Right.
And for the 1.5, you get up to 4 years. I mean, we wouldn't want to pressure you.
Yeah. And my question is, as a financier, like you operate kind of like a financial advisor.
Yes,
To
sometimes.
take a loan for a party, that makes sense.
Well, you are going to say that, but I'm a businesswoman and I respond to problems just like a doctor fixes your issue. I give loans, and loans didn't say it should go to investors only. It's for consuming just as producing. It's whatever you want to do with it. What I normally tell people is that I give people money to do whatever they want or whatever they need, whether it's for leisure, pleasure, or investments. I satisfy financial appetites. That's what I do. So, do you have an appetite?
Why just sell to we right now? We're not taking this loan.
You know what? I wasn't before, but no.
But we not do it.
But I feel like me change my mind. We can get a cabana.
That you are.
But the thing is like I've heard it though with Dream Weekend. People take they take loans. I've seen the reports a long time ago. Like people take loans to go to Dream Weekend, and I'm just like, to me, it just don't seem like a a good business decision to take a loan for partying, because to take a loan, that means that
there's a gap.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the persons that earn the average income in Jamaica. Based upon your expenses, most persons would not find a lump sum of 200,000 or 300,000 to go to an event, get yourself all dolled up or whatever it is that you need to do. Most persons would struggle. Just like the Americans or the Europeans, wherever it is. Whenever they're coming here, they spend their credit card to come on vacation. And some persons actually take a loan. You must understand that if you want an experience, if you want something, people take loans for varying reasons. And I would know this because I started out from very humble beginnings. I'm not sure if you read my profile,
yeah,
but
I did.
I literally started out with 6,000 Jamaican dollars that I never really had.
Move that, Oti, please. So you see, personal loan to go and be entertained. And then when you tell this, some of these people, you tell them that, listen, we need you to come out for the Hospitality Workers Union rally. You get a handful of people. And they're directly affected by it. Chris Brown, nothing against the artist. I mean, as an artist, I'm talking about now. You can watch Chris Brown on YouTube. And chances are the concert is probably going to be streamed anyway. So the idea that you're going to put yourself in a difficult financial position in order to go out and watch an artist perform, it's troubling from the standpoint that you can't afford it, but you're going to sacrifice for that 2 hours, and the main artist is not going to perform for 2 hours. And then when you ask people to come out and do a rally or a protest or a march or whatever, they have no interest. And I was reading an article this week, and it says that the article says that the politicians are not appealing to young people. And that's why there is a reluctance on their part to vote, because they look at what has happened to their parents and their grandparents and their other family members as far as politics is concerned. And it's a turnoff for them, and there is no outreach. And when I say there is no, I'm not saying that in absolute terms. I'm just saying there is no strategic move to bring them in. Yes, they talk to them, but a strategic move to bring them into the fold. There isn't one. Okay, Judith, I hear you. So that's a message that we just keep preaching around here, that we have no problems, with you going out and watching your favorite, or one of your favorite artists perform. We have no problems with that. But you have to be reasonable about it. Reasonable in the sense that if you can't afford it, don't take out a loan and pressure yourself. Put yourself, at risk now, because you can't pay it back. And two, if you can do that, then certainly when some of these groups in Jamaica put out the clarion call for you to come and join them in solidarity, there should be no reluctance. And I tell you, one of the most disappointing things I've seen was when the Prime Minister and Minister Clark argued to get the pay raise, the 200, 300, whatever the percentage was, the pay raise for the political class, and a protest was planned. Advocates Network, I think, spearheaded it. There was Advocates Network was there, Andre Stevens was there, and a few other people. And the turnout wasn't that great. It wasn't that great. And keep in mind that money that the Prime Minister is is now receiving, that's your tax dollars. And also keep in mind that when they did that, it wasn't just his pay that received a hike. I think it was about 6 people, former prime ministers or the spouses of former prime ministers. And you don't see a reason to go out and shout at the top of your lungs about the injustice, the unfairness of that act. But you'll certainly go out and shout at the top of your lungs when your artists come on stage. People, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. The rice stop swelling. And maybe that's what it's going to take for there to be decisive action in terms of letting your voices be heard by the political class. Yes, the event is when the rice can't swell. And despite the rosy picture that they're painting, and you should hear the picture that Minister Terry Long painted today, I just had to, I shook my head and said, boy, you know, if people only pay attention, if people only knew. Because him come with all of this rubbish talking about the economy and talking about Jamaica, the lowest unemployment anywhere of almost, lowest unemployment anywhere in the world, or comparable to the lowest anywhere in the world. And he just went on and on and on and on. And I grieve for my people, the ones who listen to this and they don't question the things that these people are saying. And keep in mind, you can only question it if you have the background to do so. And what's the background? Education. That's the background. Educate yourself. And when I say educate yourself, we are here to help you. And you are there to help us. Because we can only provide one side of the picture, but the picture we provide is a very profound and powerful side of the picture. Most of you don't have that side of the picture, but you have the experience though. And we want to hear from you what you're experiencing so that we can fold your experience into the reality that we speak about. And that's a broader reality. It includes your reality, but it includes your neighbors, your friends, it includes everybody's. You're not the only one suffering. And you know the saying, a rising tide lifts all ships. And that rising tide is education. It's not entertainment, it's education. So, boy, oh boy. We have David Crossburn with us today. But before we get to him, I want to show you something. We've had a lot of committee meetings recently. And when I say a lot of, maybe it's not a lot, maybe it's the scheduled meetings, but they've been highlighted a lot more than usual. We had Standing Finance Committee. We had the PAC. We had the PAAC. And they revealed a lot. They revealed a lot about the politicians and their preparedness or lack thereof. They revealed a lot about the issues and how they're viewed. They reveal a lot about how the politicians view us, the peons, the people, the masses. Among other things. And I want to go back and show you Look at this one.
All right. You start last year with $8 billion on the spark.
That's correct.
And it was reduced to 5.7.
That's correct.
And this year, as the minister, senior minister said, we are going to move up. Your budget this year is 4.5.
So the reality of it is that when we realized in consultation with the Ministry of Finance, we would not have been able to spend all the money that we did. So the budget was reduced, and we are actually on target to spend what we have. We are starting several components this year, including the main road component. And we have had consultations with the Ministry of Finance that where the need arises for more resources to complete what has been started, as it is indeed a contract, it will be, the resources will be provided.
So you are moving from the parochial road to the main road?
We're adding the main roads. So the parochial roads will be doing parochial roads and main roads at the same time.
Okay, your spark is supposed to be completed in 2028?
Yes, but there's also a 1-year defects liability period that is also a part of it.
Let me stop it right here, folks. And you're going to find this exchange quite interesting, not just only between Mr. Azan and Mr. Morgan, or MP Azan and Minister Morgan. This young lady right here, Nikisha Burchell, you're going to see how precocious she is. And when I say precocious, I mean in a positive way, that she is mature beyond her years, mature politically. Because remember, this is her first time in Parliament, but when you see how she's kind of assisting a man like Mr. Azan in terms of preparing and asking his questions, you'll see what I mean. But before I do that, I want to bring on our beloved sister, because she's there and we can't keep her waiting. So she just spin around. Sis, how you doing?
I am good, my brother. You want to see me hustling. I'm like, the show is on. I gotta come join my brother. Good evening. It is good to be here, and happy Wednesday to everybody, and to everybody in the chat. A blessed and wonderful Wednesday evening. But two things before you even move on to these people sitting in Parliament and call themselves parliamentarians. You're talking about people taking out personal loans to go to make a millionaire, an even greater millionaire, a multi-millionaire, and even greater multi-millionaire. They can watch any of his concerts for free on YouTube. You want to see him dance, you want to see him sing, just Google him, and you will see a lot of songs. But these same persons will not take out a personal loan to start a business. And these are the same people who sold their votes. Many of them, I shouldn't say all, many of them sold their votes for $5,000. And they think it is okay. Many of them sat out this election and did not vote. And they think it's okay. And they forget that when they are finished, they are the ones who are dealing with the broken infrastructure, physical, social, economic infrastructure. They forget about that part because they're too busy entertaining themselves. They are more interested in being entertained than in edifying and educating themselves about the issues that affect their lives on a day-to-day basis. You talked about, I think it was JFJ who wanted to do a protest, who called a protest against the increase, the parliamentary, the increase for politicians. How many people showed up? Many times I've seen Andre Stevens talk about having protests against so many issues that affect them, Rattigan, on a day-to-day basis. They do not show up, but wherever the dance is, they're not wearing the same thing clothes 2 times. They are showing up anywhere the drum beat. They are present, but they're absent from the realities of life, the realities of their own lives. And then when you say anything to them, the first thing you want to say, why I saw the thing set? What you want me to do? And I'm like, the same way you can make that concerted effort to take out a loan to go to a concert, make that investment in yourself then, to start a business and use that same business, the profit principle, to pay back some of that loan and elevate yourself and get yourself out of this quagmire of poverty, because they seem not to be making the connection between the choices that they make, their lack or the lack thereof, and where they're and poverty. And when you talk about, Minister Terrelong and the beautiful speeches that he gave about the glorious economy and all of that, do you realize that Jamaica right now, based on the things that Minister Favour, Minister Terrelong, and the Prime Minister have said, do you realize that they're doing better than the United States of America? Jamaica is at 100% employment based on the things that they say. There's no poverty. The crime is the lowest. The poverty is the lowest. Employment is the highest. Jamaica is the only country in the world that is doing better economically than first world developed countries. Make it make some sense. And if the people would stop for a second, because they all have cell phones in Rattigan, so there are no excuses for not knowing anything. Because here is the thing. Not only do you have persons within the diaspora with their channels talking about the issues, doing their best to edify, educate, and sometimes entertain. But we cannot live exactly. Roman boom is the Roman boom culture. Thank you, Megawatt. It's a Roman, because I heard Ralston Hyman, greatest economist in the Caribbean and Jamaica, said that the Jamaican people don't care. All they care about is jump up, Roman boom. And you cannot fault him for saying that. I remember Colonel Charles said that, and we all got in his case for saying that. But when you look at the realities of how people are behaving in Jamaica, you are led to believe that you cannot help but say it is true, because they force you to accept that. That's the truth. They're the ones who are acting that way. You see? So when they talk about this glorious economy, the war in Iran, it's not affecting Jamaica. No. And yet, the budget is not reflective of anything that they're going to do in this fiscal year to improve the lives of the Jamaican people. The country of Jamaica is doing except so well that the hospitals are broken, the schools are broken, the infrastructure is broken, and everybody just sit down and fold their hand. And what the government is saying, believe what I am telling you, not your lived experience. And the people are saying, so the thing said, me no care. Me no care. So that is why you have what you have happening in the Parliament, Rattigan, with so much what, because everywhere you look in every ministry, there's taxpayers' money just going down the drain, just running down the drain, just running down the drain. The country is hemorrhaging money and nobody's saying anything. And guess what? They are majoring in the minor points of the things that are coming out of these committee meetings. And the issues that they must address, at the crux, you see, at the core of this problem at UHWI is one ministry, the Ministry of Health. And it's one person, the public relations minister of that ministry. Public relations minister Tufta. Okay? And unless and until the issues are addressed at the ministerial level, you will always have what is happening at UHWI happening, because here is the problem. It's systemic. It did not just happen yesterday. And some of the issues that have come out in the Auditor General's report is as a result of the systemic problems. Instead of attacking one person as they have been doing, have they remedied the problems so as to cauterize that issue so it doesn't happen again? I don't think they have. I don't think they have. And so it's like we're beating a dead horse, Rattigan. Like we're beating a dead horse, but you still have to talk, because if you reach one person, it makes a difference, because one person does make a difference. So, you can only do your best. You take the horse to the water, you cannot force them to drink. You cannot force them to drink, because for the Jamaican people to get up and vote for this government back into office, and then sit down crying. What are you crying for? What are you crying for? You created this on yourself. You had an opportunity to give somebody else a chance and judge them based on merit, what they did. But you chose somebody who will show you that they didn't care. There's a serious mismanagement of the Jamaican economy. And these people seem not to care, because they say, I saw the thing said, politics not benefit them life. And they fail to realize that, yeah, politics benefits everybody's life, because see, there now, taxes gone up. All right? And the things that benefit, that poor people eating every day. So unless and until Jamaican people take a stand and decide that, we have to start standing up for ourselves and stop depending on other people to do it, then we're going to continue down this road. That's what I have to say.
All right. Well said, as usual. And I see, let me just, where did it go? A lady, okay, here it is. That's not a lady. It's Enrico Nemard said, Daisy and Ratty, Jamaica done. Trust me. We in deep trouble. And like you said a while ago, that like beating a dead horse. I'm the eternal optimist. And here's how I look at it. I said, we're beating a dying horse. With this one here, I said, Daisy and Ratty, Jamaica done. I would say, Daisy and Ratty, Jamaica dunning. We're not done yet.
Not done yet.
Yeah, we're dunning. We're dunning. I still believe, like I said, if you can reach one person and that person can reach somebody else, you just never know. And
that's where we are right now.
Yeah, we have to keep doing. And I think it's going to be a combination, I think it's going to be a combination of reality plus a dose of education. Because like I said, when the rice can swell, people will have to take stock. They will have to take stock. So that's where we are. But let me just mention this as well. In today's speech by our presentation by the Minister Terrelong, that is, he said a number of things, and not just at the lab. But one of the things he said, and the CG backed him up on it. I don't know why the CG did it, but the CG backed him up. He said, "Oh, Jamaica, the crime rate is down 43%, the murder rate, and it's down 30-something% from the last the set of statistics." And he's carrying on, and he gave an example. He said, Gregory Park is the safest place in Jamaica because Gregory Park didn't have a murder in 2025, and this year so far they have not a murder. And I said to myself, you know what? Somebody listening to that and not paying attention, to what's being said, would agree with him. But what you must understand is Gregory Park is not the constituency. Gregory Park part of the constituency.
Yes.
We must tell is to the rest of the constituency. Tell it, make him that when I would be impressed if him say my constituency now have more murder last year and this year we have none. But when him take out one, that would be like me, my Waterhouse people. That would be like me and say, well, there's no murder on Penwood Road. And people say, yeah. And I said, but Penwood Road is just a street. The country is just a street. Or you said there's no murder in a sea view. And you said, but want to Waterhouse, want to do in the park, or the divisions them. It not really make any sense, but people not paying attention. And it's just like how him come talk about the lowest unemployment rate, and that's a dead horse that we've been beating, that you cannot make the comparison. And we're going to have to show it again. You cannot make the comparison between what happened a few years ago and now, because they changed the methodology. They changed it. So, you know, it is what it is. What I'd like to do is, let me just continue showing this. You know, while Sis was talking, I was listening to her and I was thinking, this one is a fairly long video. And with the, please accept my apology, folks. I didn't open the phone line last week. And it wasn't deliberate. It was, I got so involved in the conversation that time ran out, and it was after the show. Well, actually, during the show, OT, she sent me a text, but I never see the text. I have to pay close attention to my text while the program is going on. So I apologize to OT, and I apologize to all of you who wanted to make some comments, and you just didn't get a chance. We're going to do that today. But this video is kind of long. I'm looking at it right now, and I have another one here. But this person will make you puke. But I just want you to listen to. I just want you to listen. Let me move this video. I'll probably come back to this one. But here's one that I want you to see.
Does this budget have a allocation for a renewal of the catastrophe bond?
Yes, there is an allocation in there.
And what is the targeted coverage for that catastrophe bond?
We cannot say at this moment. As you would know, this would be a commercial transaction, you know, that we will use or...
While she's struggling to answer that question, remember we played this a while back, but there's more to this video. But we'll play this and we explained to you that the Ministry of Finance, they negotiated on behalf of the Jamaican government, the CAT bond. And the CAT bond, it's fixed. It's good until 2027. And so what he's asking her, she should have that information like that. She shouldn't be struggling and telling him about, you know, it's a financial instrument, and so we have to negotiate. He ask her, do we have a budget for it? And then he ask her, what's the coverage? The coverage is 150 million. And we pay, I think is about, I don't remember the exact number, somewhere between 8 and 10 million we'll pay for the coverage. That's easy peasy stuff. And here it is. Here it is, our Minister of Finance struggling. And she have two people next to her. She have the permanent secretary, and she have this gentleman here. He's in this gentleman next to her. No, they don't have a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance. They have a financial secretary, and this gentleman here, he's in some hot water with the Integrity Commission. We'll talk about that another time. Here we go.
Brokers to help us, and our international partners to help us to place. Obviously, we want to continue for a framework for a natural disaster risk financing, and we are moving aggressively to ensure that we replenish and get...
People, that's what you call gobbledygook. Nothing. Nothing. She just a talk, and now make any sense whatsoever. You know, it is my opinion. It is just my opinion that looking at this lady respond to these simple questions tells me that there's something wrong with her. There's something wrong with this lady. I've watched her now for a number of years. I didn't watch her much when she was over at the ministry, the technology ministry, the one that's run now by Darrell Vaz, Minister Vaz. I didn't watch her much, but I watched her keenly over at the Ministry of Education. I didn't watch her much either when she was when she was a junior minister at the ministry, the same ministry, Ministry of Finance. Didn't watch her much. But think about that. She was there at the Ministry of Finance, and they moved her and they gave her a ministerial post. And then they moved her from there, from technology to education. And that's where I really started watching her. And I said to myself, this lady is having some problems. This lady is really having some problems. And I said, if I can see it, and even though it's just one opinion, I'm sure other people feel that way. And I don't know how the Prime Minister will say that this lady is a square peg trying to fit in a round hole. Actually, I him try put her there. I'm trying to
What are square pegs in round holes and Rattigan? What are you talking about?
Okay.
The National Security Minister is a square peg in a round hole. The Public Relations Minister of Health is a square peg in a round hole. They're all square pegs in round holes.
I tell you, one of the biggest square pegs around was Juliet Cuthbert Flynn. I mean, that lady that a kid, believe me, that lady.
Big time.
But I have to give her credit though. If you don't know who it is, and if you give her something to read, right, you make sure you compose it. Don't give her to compose. You compose it and tell her to read. The first few sentences, right, you're gonna pay attention because she has a very commanding voice. She has a voice that says, listen to me. But that is not good because when you listen and you hear pure nonsense, it says to you that you shouldn't really listen to this lady. But I like her voice. She has a very, when she starts out, she has a very commanding voice. I'm not talking about her presence now. Just if you turn away and you just listen to her voice, you'll say, okay, you pay attention. Because she don't sound mealy mouth like this lady here. Listen to this foolishness coming from her.
Instruments as well to deal with emerging disasters.
Well, Minister, I didn't ask for the achieved. I said, what's the targeted? What is the targeted coverage?
And I am saying to you, we cannot tell you the amount.
Okay.
Minister, we can't.
That's foolishness. You can't tell him the amount. The amount is $150 million and about $10 million to pay the premium. What do you mean you can't tell him the amount? Are you nuts?
Yeah.
Tell you the amount. It's a commercial transaction.
Minister,
it's a negotiated
Minister,
transaction.
he probably just needed an estimated rate that was applied.
No, it's not the rate asking.
No,
it's
he's
the
asking about
what is the targeted? But I'll move on.
Dollar value coverage you're asking the Minister?
Yes, I was saying.
Oh, I thought you just wanted to know what was the percentage used for her estimated cost calculation. So, Minister, perfect.
And you can say the speaker try help her because the speaker, if you look at her body language and her eye movement, she basically tell Damien that, listen, don't bother with this lady. Don't, please don't bother with her. Just give her a break, because what she's saying is that I can't let this fool go a bit further. I cannot let it happen. So she had to no one. She said, Damien, what you really want? And no. We almost done.
Next.
What?
On that note, I will just thank the Minister and thank the Chair. Thank you.
Oh, you're finished?
All right. We could jump in at this one and now, and then we're bringing Sis and wait there. Oh, here it is.
And you're at 21% to what you're saying now. Correct. How you're expecting in the next 2 years to complete up to 100%?
Yes, I am expecting it.
How?
How am I expecting it? Because what we're noticing is that as the contractor, because let me give you an example. There was a shortage of equipment. The contractor imported 100 pieces of equipment, which has significantly aided the contractor in starting more roads and completing roads quicker. So now that the contractor has actually become at pace and reach scale, he's able to finish more roads quicker than he was, let's say, 6 months ago.
Yeah, but at the same time, is that you could move much faster if we engage our local contractors as part of it.
Local contractors are a part of the program.
No, but the rates.
The government of Jamaica has a contract with the enterprise contractor, not with local contractors. So local contractors and the enterprise contractor will form their own private arrangements. The government of Jamaica cannot interfere in a contract between private parties.
But who prepared the contract?
What?
Who prepared the contract for the main contractors?
That contract is long prepared and gone. Members and...
Chairman, I want to ask the question.
Madam Chairperson.
You can't tell me what to ask.
Mr. Azan, let me explain to you how it works. The government of Jamaica had an international tender with several...
Minister, in responding to that question, please make it very clear as it relates to that contract and which fiscal period it falls under, because the member cannot tell me that he cannot ask a question that does not relate to this fiscal year at all. No. So it's latitude.
That's not the point he was making. His point was who...
No, this lady I know, she have a behavioral problem.
Yes.
Yeah, she have a behavioral problem. Look
at her body language.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
Just simply because Mr. Hassan said to her, you can't tell me how to ask a question, and he's correct.
He's right, correct. Yes.
You intervene and I'm going to tell the man, say, remember when you answer the question, make sure say you talk about this and make sure you talk about that. That's not her purview.
Mm-hmm.
That's not her purview. Look on the attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the attitude.
Wrong place.
Oh, by the way, speaker, we know you watch a program or you have people watch a program. You need to come clean and tell us who paid for that leg of the trip from Japan to New York so that you could have dinner in New York with your cumbulos them. Because we want to find out if it's the Jamaican taxpayer paid for that, because you flew from Jamaica to Japan and the most direct route is through Europe because you don't have flights going from Jamaica to Japan. So you go through Europe. On the return, you flew to New York and you spent more than a day in New York. We want to know if that was at taxpayer's expense. And I have a request pending before you and others as well. And I hope to get an answer pretty soon. I've been waiting patiently for some time now, but might have to start load up the thing. Because if you're one of them who use taxpayers' money for personal business, then there's a problem there. And guess what? The Integrity Commission is supposed to be looking at this. So, Speaker.
Would you be surprised?
If I would be surprised?
Yes.
Sis, remember the golden rule around here. You don't ask a question.
But you don't have the answer to.
You know the answer. You don't ask a question if you don't know.
Exactamente. Mm-hmm.
So we're asking questions. We're asking questions. Serious.
You know, Chairman, I think you should just listen. You can't. I'm asking the minister a question, not you.
And that is not a contract from when that you're asking about. I listen to your question.
No.
She answer now for the minister, for Minister Morgan. She answer for Minister Morgan. Make Minister Morgan answer the question himself.
But Rattigan, do you realize this is the thing? All the officers are in the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is in control of the majority of the ministries. And when they come to the Parliament to these committee meetings, she's in charge of every ministry in the Parliament now. So she's basically telling, because she's controlling what the Minister of Finances, no, she's controlling what the
Public Works.
Minister of Public Works, yeah. in the office of the Prime Minister. She's controlling it. So what purpose do they really serve there?
I agree. You're not serving the purpose.
I think you're
She's preempting you.
No, you can't tell me what to ask.
Go ahead, Lucie.
All right.
Yeah, Minister, I'm saying...
What was your question?
It is so unfair what you're saying that we don't engage the local contractors.
So, remember, there's a thing in contract law called privity of contract. An entity that is not a party to a contract cannot interfere in a contract. The contract is between the government of Jamaica and China Harbour Engineering. It would be illegal and a breach of contract.
This is what happened now, You know what? I need to play this. I need to play that video.
Yeah, but the words of a politician.
Yeah, I need to play that one and I have another one here. Let me see if the politician one is here. I don't this one here, and hold on a second, folks. All right, here's the one. Where is it? Okay, here's the one I need to play right now. I need to play this one right now.
Sometimes the smartest people you know do the most idiotic of things. Why is it that an expert in one field can look like a fool in another? Well, according to the philosopher Nathan Ballantyne, it might be down to something called epistemic trespassing. Epistemic trespassing is when an expert in one field thinks that they are an expert in another. So if you are good at coding, at astrophysics or medicine, you imagine that you are good at politics, at sociology or at anthropology. Epistemic trespassing is when a tech billionaire who thinks that because he is successful in one industry, he can solve a complex geopolitical crisis. Or it's when a brilliant physicist believes that their mastery of maths makes them an authority on public health. Ballantyne argues that those who are well qualified and who have decades of earned experience often have a kind of intellectual pride or halo effect that blinds them to their own boundaries. Of course, some subjects overlap and there are transferable skills, but Ballantyne argues that to avoid trespassing, we should calibrate our knowledge when we approach other fields. In other words, we need to be less sure of ourselves and more willing to bow to others who know better. As Plato's Socrates put it, the beginning of wisdom is knowing how limited your knowledge is. And in a world of loud opinions, we need to recognize that just because somebody is a genius in one area, that doesn't make them an authority in another.
All right. Now, Minister Morgan is not a genius in any area, but he's certainly acting like an authority, like the authority in this area. Here mentioned the word privity of contract. That's a legal term. He has no idea what he's talking about and said you can't interfere with the time is at a premium. We won't get into privity of contract today, but I promise you, I'm going to play this video, this particular section, and we're going to get back to privity of contract and show you that this man has no idea. Him hear somebody, the term has been bandied about, and him hear it and say, oh, it sounds nice, and say, oh, the privity of contract, so you can't interfere between the government and China Harbor. Rubbish. Rubbish. He doesn't understand the principle. He doesn't.
I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians. Do not trust the words of politicians.
Breach of the law of contract for the government to go to China Harbor and say...
It's poor negotiation, yes?
In the first place. How is it poor negotiation? In the first place. So you are better at negotiating than the public sector workers who do this procurement. That's what you're saying.
It is your government.
It's your government.
It's your government.
It was the public sector workers who negotiated the contract.
It is your government. You sign it off. It's cabinet signed it off. So I'm asking you, if you're at 21% now, how you're expecting in the next 3 years?
I'm saying to you that the contractor is at scale, and as time goes by, the contractor increases the pace at which it's completing the roads, and he will finish his roads during the contract.
Okay, Minister, will you agree that with the China Harbor contract, most of our Jamaican workers are reduced to flagsmen and flagswomen?
I don't have any data of that. Do you have that data?
Yes.
What is the data?
Majority.
When you go on the projects, it is the Chinese who work in, and our workers are flagsmen and flagswomen.
I challenge you, member.
Has he done an audit?
You would need to present that evidence. You cannot come to Parliament and this committee with hearsay, without facts or without evidence. You're making a statement based on what is not correct.
You have an audit of the persons who work?
No, but you are the one who is making the accusation. You need to provide the evidence.
Minister.
Mr. Azan, if you're gonna...
Minister.
Madam, let me just answer this one statement. If you are going to accuse persons of... an offense, you need to provide the evidence. You're the one making the accusation, and what does that have to do with the budget that we're discussing? What does that have to do with the budget that you're discussing?
What is the ratio of Jamaican workers?
Madam Chair, the question that is being asked...
I'm fully aware.
No, Madam Chair,
Minister.
the question that is asked is what is the...
Nikisha get under her skin.
Exactly, but here's the problem in Rattigan. That is the beauty of having young, articulate, educated people in the Parliament, because for too long they've been allowed to get away with nonsensical arguments, you know. Mm-hmm. But here's also the thing: they're behaving when Morgan says that, you know, this is not how this operates on contract, this on contract. Even like, you know, this is something new in the Parliament and they're doing something wonderful and grand that has never happened in Parliament. Rubbish. because they're in a space where they're supposed to be ventilating the issue. So when these questions are asked, they must give truthful answers. So I don't, and you know, her demeanor, her behavior is so disrespectful. This woman is so toxic, she's radioactive. I don't know why she's in the parliament. Because she frankly, it is disingenuous for women in positions of power to look at her and feel any semblance of camaraderie with her, because her behavior is despicable. Nobody should conduct themselves that way. Nobody. Not a man, not a woman, nobody.
You know, we listen to Minister Morgan saying, you know, don't trust the words of a politician. But we want to ask him this question. We'll ask him this question.
Did the minister lie? Did the minister lie?
No matter. We're not even sure if it's incompetent.
No, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Deliberate
You have a clue.
No, I'm not no clue.
You listen, maybe you have so many bright, articulate lawyers on the opposition chat. Maybe you heard Isat or Mark Golding. It's because Mark Golding is a corporate lawyer, you know. And Mark Golding talk and him must say, pick out a line now, so he's running with it without putting context.
Right.
Context matters, you know.
I understand. I promise my people, Saturday I'm going to go over. That's been about 5 minutes.
Jesus.
You'll understand when you hear these idiots talk about it, that it's nonsense.
Of Jamaicans to overseas. I will undertake to provide the honorable member with that information as soon as possible.
Thank you.
All right. No, want to teach you something. It's what Bobby Montague just did. He just done it. Him just said, we will get the honorable member the answers to his questions as soon as possible. And if you listen to Nikisha Burchell, she made a comment right after that, essentially saying that this is just, you know, experience and experience in a way where they might deflect. Them don't want to answer the questions. We will get it to you. Them should have said, no, you're here and this is a question that you should come prepared to answer. And if you have the answer, give it to us. And if you don't have the answer, tell us why you don't have the answer. That's how you do business in a parliament. You will not tell you, no, we'll give it to you later. You said, no. We expected you to have that answer here today. You are the end all be all of that ministry. It starts with you. And therefore, we have to answer the question. And if you cannot answer the question, then we need you to tell us why you can't answer this question.
Yeah, why? But that's a good thing. But a sidebar, Rattigan, have you looked at the behavior and the body language of the persons around the ministers, the lady in the pink, the lady in the back of her, and that gentleman? Have you really looked at their behavior and you know how everybody seems uncomfortable?
True.
Because, and again, it points to their preparedness, because if they were prepared, nobody would be hunching over, and there's no confidence. They're not exuding confidence in being in the space and their presentation. The ministers are making the presentation, answering the questions that are being asked. But look at the persons around them. They are so unsure of themselves, very uncomfortable.
And you know what? If I'm not mistaken, in some of them, I don't know about this one, but in some of these hearings, you have to submit the questions ahead of time. You can't surprise them. You have to submit ahead of time. So that's even worse if this is one of the hearings where they provided the questions to them and then they'll give you the answer later on. Foolishness.
Thank you.
Experience the Nesta.
If somebody says the experience and Nesta, the month.
Do we have the list of Spark Road to be?
Yeah, but he just politically put it away, but it's okay.
No, it come in.
It's fine.
Do you have the list?
It's not just numbers.
Do you have the list of Spark Road to be done this financial year?
I have a comment right here. I don't understand the layout of Parliament. I don't understand why they do it like this. Look at this. If you see, I don't know if you can see, the minister is here, and in this area right here.
Yes, the cluster of the minister, yes.
Yeah, right? But you have people here asking questions, and the minister's up front, up here. It should be where the minister is here and people up this side here asking the questions. I don't understand. I've noticed it that sometimes this man here wants to ask the minister a question. The minister now going to turn around, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, it can be confusing.
It just not seem like the right kind of design, but that's just me talking.
So
But this is not where we have that discourse.
Yes, we have the list of sparkles to be done.
Discourse. He's asking more questions.
Minister, what was the damage last hurricane? Melissa. The damage, the value.
To the road.
Was that the Spark Roads or the other roads?
National roads. Rate. I didn't ask about rate. I didn't ask about
the damage
rate.
was about $35 billion.
Yes. The damage.
I answered you already.
No, I don't hear.
I said it's about $35 billion.
35 billion? How much have been allocated to do the repairs so far?
No, Mr. Azan, what you need to ask him is how him get to that number. How him get to that number? You see, there are steps, there are building blocks when you want to really put somebody in a spot. And you know, start out and skip on. There are some obvious questions you have to ask him. You ask him, what was the damage? How much? What him say, oh, it's estimated to be 35 million. He said, okay, how did you arrive at that number? How did you arrive at it?
You notice, Rattigan, Morgan made a note of the $35 million while he was asking the question. Yeah. So he didn't have the answer prepared.
Yeah, but he didn't, and that's right. And if you sit down and you see this, then it should have said to you, can you see him just grab it out of the air, right? So you when you get to 35, Minister, tell me how you get to 35. Tell us how you get to 35. That's a big number. How you get to 35? I'll make him tell you. But we're in a parliament yet.
Okay, government.
How much
money have been allocated to repair?
So far, we have allocated $5 billion for various stages of the repair process.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Here we are running out of time. Let me stop it. We'll pick up with this some other time. Let me move him.
You know how you know he's lying, Rattigan? He has to look up into his brain.
Yeah, he seems to have
for the answer. Yeah. We'll look up. You know he's lying.
Hey, I tell you, I don't know if I were in Parliament, if I would be this astute or as astute as I am about what's going on now. Because sometimes when you're in a situation,
you don't true
whole thing, right? And so people from
that's
the
true.
outside can say so. I can't fault some of these people for the questions or the questions they didn't ask, but sitting here and looking at some of the questions, or they ask the questions, or they frame the questions. And remember, people, you not ask the question if you don't know the answer. Otherwise, you just keep your mouth shut and you sit down and you make notes. Because guess what happened? They might go say something, that you can come back and challenge them on. And then you can say to them, say, you said this on such and such a date and such a time. And how did you arrive at that?
Right. And I'm going to hasten to say, in listening to some of the questioning from members of the opposition, I think they know the answers to the questions that they're asking them. But they're asking them because, the public wants to know, and let them put it out there. Because at the end of the day, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. He says it's $35 billion. Where? Where was it spent?
That's why
in the same way. Right. In the same way. Either 43 or $67 billion has been spent since Melissa. Where? So you see, you have to ask them these questions. You know full well that what they're saying isn't true, but you ask them anyway. Because they have foot in mouth disease.
So what you do, you know the answer, and you ask him. and him gear that. And what you do is you don't challenge him right away, you know. You move on to another subject and make him feel comfortable with
And
the
you
man.
circle back to it.
See, and you say, you know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes ago, you mentioned this.
You don't even say 10 minutes ago. You go back and you ask him, because guess what? Because he did not give you an honest answer. You ask him the question, you forget he did ask him the question in the first place. So you're bound to give you a BS answer.
Yeah, and then sometimes what you do when you come back with a question, you change one word in it. You change one word and see how him respond.
Exactly.
You know,
true that.
These people, there are ways to get to the bottom of this. There are ways to really expose them. And, you know, hopefully one of these days they'll change rules and say, Rattigan, you can come sit down at the parliament.
Rattigan, we don't want you at parliament, you know. No, because they're going to find a way to tell the standing orders. And then when you have, you know, what name? Want me to go lift up fame frack, you know, because God help you. So you see this space, and that you are, no, and then next thing you know, you have to go remind him, say, Jeffta, your cousin. I forgot to tell him, say. And me, I forgot to tell him, say, better than my cousin. You understand me? So stay in this space right here, where you can educate, entertain, and edify. This is good. This is a good space for you.
All right. That's this. And all of you loyal listeners and students and family and friends, we're going to bring on Mr. David Crossburn now. And we'll open the phone line. We're going to bring him on, and then we're going to have him on for a few minutes because time is at a premium. And once he's finished, then we'll just open the phone lines. I have the phone here. Gonna open the phone line, and then we can. Oh wait, let me turn it off because some of you might start calling or might try to call right now, and we're not ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know him. You've heard him well, you've heard him a few times on this program and Reason with Rattigan. A wealth of knowledge, a man who he's more like he's more like a professor. But he doesn't come across as a professor. He comes across as if he's having a Sunday brunch with you or just sitting across the table from you and just talking about things that you would pay money to go hear in a university setting. So, we welcome him again. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Crossburn. David.
Hi, David. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Thanks very kindly for your introduction. You let me keep on pinching myself. Is he really speaking about that son of a man? But I thank you.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I've sent a time capsule which I want us to look at, and with the also we could continue a little about the chimney that I showed there, and continue and where we with Sister Maria up in her part of Clarendon. As you know, Clarendon is an awesome parish with an awesome amount of information that can really build and carry forward Jamaica to the level everyone would like to see. And to say this, Brother Rattigan, it's a huge task that we are capable of doing. And I would like one of this day we trace the whole parliamentary system and the whole, because many may not know this, and that said from at the last time that it was because of a breakdown in the parliament that caused the Battle of Carlisle down in when they have the 7-day war against the French, because of what took place in the parliament. But I won't dwell too much on that now. And just to say, thanks again. I enjoy the company, and I know that this program, the edification that comes with it, will help us to bring our country to a next level. For example, Brother Rattigan, I heard you speaking about Waterhouse and so on and so. But many need to know, and I'm searching amongst my documents to find the first steam enterprise where they use steam in a manufacturing place was at the Greenwich Sugar Estate in Greenwich Farm. And there's absolutely nothing there to show. There's no timeless capsule there at Greenwich Farm to show that Greenwich Farm in Kingston, in St. Andrew as we know it, was the first sugar estate where steam was used in a manufacturing enterprise in this side of the hemisphere. So I understand if we Google, we'll see pictures of the steam engine that was used there. But I personally have a copy of the, it's really, a copy of it is shown in the Indian historian who wrote the history of sugar. And he brings pictures of the Greenwich Sugar Estate in Kingston, where the first place that they use steam in this hemisphere. And I was going, Sister Maria, to say, just to touch back a little in Upper Clarendon, where I know you're quite familiar with. My lady, I'm sure you'll know about Beckford Crawl.
Yes.
All right. Beckford Crawl was named after Beckfords. Beckford Crawl in Clarendon, Beckford Street in Sablamar, Beckford Street in Kingston, Beckford Street in Spanish Town. Beckford was the speaker in the House of Assembly. At the time when he was speaker, you would enter the House of Assembly with your sword. And while they were debating the first bill in Jamaica on separation between wife and divorce bill, a quarrel ensued, and he was pushed from his chair, the speaker's chair, in the House of Assembly in Spanish Town. And from upstairs, he fell on his sword downstairs, and he lost his life there. Yeah. Many saying about the book, and I should give the source and so on. I tell you the source that you can find with the information on the Beckford is in the Daily Gleaner of 100 years ago, in 1926 and 1927, a gentleman by the name of H.E. Upton. He wrote extensively on Clarendon, where he wrote over the 2-year period. The Gleaner carried his notes on Clarendon. In those notes on Clarendon, you will see the information about the speaker, Beckford, and the name places in Jamaica, such as Beckford Call, as I earlier said, and also Petersville in Westmoreland, because Petersfield was named in his honor of the Beckford family, which was Peter Beckford. In addition to the Beckford and Petersfield, there is also at the Denby Showground, and I'm sure many of our listeners would be familiar with the Denby Showground in Clarendon. Are we familiar with the Denby Showground?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a water wheel there at the Denby Showground. Some years ago, I repaired it and put the information behind it, but it has gone into disrepair. this is something that needs to be labeled and the story be properly told about the water wheel, because that water wheel came from up in Westmoreland, at the Beckford's family in Westmoreland, and it was brought to the Denby Showground by one of the general manager at Froome Estate in Westmoreland. And it tells a full story of the Beckford family in Jamaica. Also, another area that we spoke about, and I need just to touch back a little on it, is when we mention about Dunks. There's an area at Dunks, I'm sure Lady Maria, you might know, Savoy. Are you familiar with? It's right beside Dunks. Yeah, it's beside Dunks. So it was
like
really.
when you're going into Summerfield or coming up Trafalgar Road? Which way?
Going into Summerfield.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I know where you're talking. Yes.
Yeah, right. So it was, Dunks was a sugar estate by itself. Savoy was one by itself. So they merged Dunks into Savoy, or Savoy into Dunks, and it was known by. It later operated until it ceased operation as Dunks Savoy. Right. Beside your church where you mentioned that you worship is the Anglican Church.
You have to. The Anglican Church is across from where you have from Clock.
Exactly.
Right. The police station is also opposite there, and then the Chapton Primary School. And so you have, if you're going down to Salem Hill, on the left hand is the Anglican Church, going into Sangsters Heights, and on the right hand you have Clock. And then you cross the street, you have the police station and Chapton Primary, and then you're going down on the right, and before you hit Salem Hill, you have Salem United Church. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, what I want to bring out and remind the listeners, at that church, you'll find there are stones there, cornerstones on the wall that of the Sutton family, Sutton.
Yeah.
They are the persons. One of the Suttons is interred. His body is interred in the church there. He is connected. He was one of the founding member of the British Stock Exchange in England. Yeah, this founding member. Yeah, he's interred there, and his name is Suttons. And
so Sutton's River stick up in there. So Sutton's River was named after him then.
Most definitely.
Sutton's River going into Rock River.
Most definitely.
Oh,
and Rock River, you had also the Rock River estate, you know. Rock River, if you should go through the information that is available, if there's one place in Jamaica where the yield, tons of cane per ton sugar, Rock River would stand out amongst the top 10. The Rock River estate was phenomenal during its operational time. The area and cane and the productivity. And also, I must point out to persons and listeners around, you hear them speaking about productivity. I'll just tell you this. And I'm so happy that I placed a paragraph in the book on it. Productivity, Brother Rattigan, came about when they changed from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar, which we are now using. The Spanish world used the Julian calendar from down in the 1500s, but the British did not the British did not accept the use of the Gregorian calendar until 1750. So what happened? Oh, they made the change. Thursday, August 4th, 1750 was followed by Friday, August 14th. That meant 10 days from the year 1750 was removed, but backtrack a little. The actual finishing of the year fiscal year, they speak about fiscal year, it's really run from the 1st of April to the 31st of March. So in 1750, they removed the year from the 30th of March to end it in 30th of December, 31st of December. So in actual fact, you'd find a situation where 3 months and 10 days was removed. So I refer to it as the 80% year of 1750. So imagine if you borrowed £1,000, rather than having 12 months to repay it, you have to repay it in 9 months. So that pressurized the situation and bring into forefront of the entire, more so the English-speaking world, the need for higher productivity, because your debt that you owed, for example, one of the leading or the longest, there are 2 sugar factories operating now, and the one in St. Catherine. Their experience was that they needed, because coming out of that change to the Gregorian calendar, it affected their operations so badly that they would have needed about 2,000 years to repay their debt. But they, notwithstanding the accumulation of amount owed, they slugged through it by making changes to their operations. And everyone from then forward became very conscious of the need for higher productivity. But that was the account for that. I don't think you'll find that in any textbook. Because of my knowledge of the sugar industry and I was able to get to that understanding for the need for higher productivity. Yes. And we'll still stick with up in Upper Clarendon where you're from. And mention also that as we are in war times, one of your outstanding personality from there, his quote was used to summon or provide motivation for World War II. Is the poet? You're familiar with the poet from there?
Okay. Claude McKay from Jamestown.
It's not the name, the school at James Hill, but his location is really done by Chowtal, you know. The family home is still there.
Right, Claude McKay, yeah.
Yeah, you're familiar with
I'm
the
familiar
family
with Claude McKay.
Come again?
Yes, I'm familiar with the poet Claude McKay.
Yes, and his family dwelling is down by Chowtal still, and that upstairs building right in Chowtal, that's where it's from. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and unfortunately, when his poem was used in World War I by the U.S. first honorary citizen, he didn't mention Claude McKay, but his quotation, you know. But
yes.
down in beside Black River there, beside Rock River, there's also another outstanding poet from there as well, you know, poet laureate. One of the first poet laureate. He's from an area down by Rock River. And his name is, if you go in Kingston by the library, Tom Rickon
Library. Right.
Yeah. You know the story behind it?
No.
It's really, his name, he used it in reverse. It's really McDermott.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and this is one of the places that would like for some work to be done. If you see how it's decrypted and in such a horrible condition by Claude McKay, not Claude McKay, by McDermott, where he's from. He's from an area down in Rock River. At the base of the hill there, going up to can't remember the name of that place, but that's where Claude McKay is from, and McDermott, and he just used the pseudonym and reverse his name and call it Tom Rickon. And believe me, I brought it to the attention, but no, nothing is paid to those things, you know, and it grieved my pain, my soul to see those places now, and much more can be done. And beyond, as I was pointing out to you, beyond when you go towards Crofts Hill from there, from down where Claude McRae, just like going up the hill, it was on that up there. And if you pull up the map of Jamaica, you will see the area known as Old Woman Savannah. That's where the Spanish lady went to settle, and during the war with the British, she ran away, come down to Port Esquel, go across from Port Esquel, and ended to settle up there. And nothing, there's no labeling of it, you know, there's no timeless capsule in those locations to let the generation know about those areas and the contribution that those areas has done to Jamaica.
David,
yes.
we are running out of time. I just want to ask you, somebody's texted me some questions to ask you. They wanted to know, how did you find out about the program? That's one. They ask also, what does the smokestack mean? That's smokestack there. And what about the Jamaica-Africa connection? I guess 3 questions. You think you can manage that in another 6 minutes for us?
I'll try my utmost.
All right.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I listen, and it's like the magnetic pull. And to tell you this, as I've repeated, your name, Samuel, I'm grounded in that name. My grandfather, who comes from the Azores, his name was Samuel Crosburn. His parents left from Africa. Some African haven't established that fully yet, and go up into the Azores. And that's where the family leave from the Azores. His 2 brothers came down to Jamaica and worked in the police force. And then he drifted up into the St. Catherine area and produced a family of 13, which my father, Archibald Crosburn, my father, Archibald Crosburn, took care of the family, the entire family, keep them in line. And as I don't know, those who are familiar with Miss Barbara Gludan, she always says it's so important when you line up the first wagon, each one will fall in line. Yeah? As to the stock itself, that need to be labeled, and inviting those of us who are looking at it and so It's not labeled. This is the foundation of the development of Nepen. That's there. That's where one of the, take for example, 4 presidents ruled Jamaica, and President Watson lived at Sevens. Look at them, that stock, and say to ourselves, let's ask ourselves, how were those people able to put up something like that from in the 1700s? That was there from in the 1700s, put up by no other than one of the presidents of Jamaica, Watson, President Watson. Jamaica in the sometime in the 1700s used 4 different presidents. So one of them lived in Clarendon at that sugar estate. Not only at that sugar estate, Brother Rattigan, when he was making refined sugar in 7th Clarendon, 80 years before Napoleon Bonaparte went to the district in France and took off his medal and put it on a French chemist, Desilorette, who developed the production of refined sugar in France from beet. That time, this gentleman Watson was making refined sugar at Sevens. Many years before. And we don't label our things. We don't have a time capsule on any of them. I talk till I'm weary, so Rattigan, but we need to act, and label. We have a lot can develop on, And I wish, and I thank you for your program. Thank for the listening ears. Thanks to everybody, and let us, Brother Rattigan and my dear Lady Maria, let us not be weary in well-doing, and let us pull together. This program, Rattigan's program, can help in a huge way. And I'll just point out over time some of the ways. And I'll ensure that you get a copy of the book. I just got a glitch why I haven't mailed it to the office, but Lady OT has given me the information, and I'll ensure. And let us work together, because Lady Maria has said to you, it's a book that can be worldwide accepted. It touch on most countries. It touch on Iran because it touch on Venezuela. As you know, a huge amount of them told people, a huge amount of the pieces of it that they brought to Jamaica came from Venezuela. And at that time, 1 piece of it was about $2.5 US. And another important factor that another important thing, Sister Maria, that we could do is try and get the original monies that was used in Jamaica, because the children and this generation is unaware. We use the real, REAL, the Dubaloom. A lot of stories about the Dubaloom. The Dubaloom was used right up until the 1900s, and our people don't know about the Dubaloom. They don't know about the pieces of 8. They don't know about the reel. They don't know about what's an hogshead. So we want to get pictures of those and can display to them, and to develop time capsule from those things for our people.
All right, David. Interesting, quite interesting. I think what they should do is they should have like a history lecture at UA and have you as a featured speaker on one of the programs up there. I think you have a lot to offer. There's so many of us who this history is is lost to us. Some of us would never, some of us we were bits and pieces of it, but we never quite got the connection. So I want to thank you for coming on, and we'll definitely will be in touch. I wish you much success with the book and whatever you choose to do with the rest of your life. Just know that you have our support 100%. All right.
And David, you must remember now that there's only one Don, and that is Clarendon.
Always foremost in my mind. Always, I wonder, as I repeatedly say, I'm from up in Linstead, St. Catherine. As I told people, Treadways, where the treadmill operated.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, and abroad, the authorities there, and I show them, we take pictures, I show them the treadmill. And but brother Rattigan, don't give up, please, sir, please. And I'm asking you, please, to represent us in England for the treadmill experience, and you won't regret a moment of it.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, David. Blessings to you and your family.
Have a good evening, David.
Yeah, blessings to all. Blessings to one and all, and take care of each other. Yeah.
All right, bye-bye. Yes, people, that was Mr. David Crossburn. Man, I'm so enthralled just listening to the history of Jamaica and a lot of things that he's telling you about. You're not gonna find them in any one book, or at least the ones that they have in school right now. So, if you get an opportunity to learn where you're coming from, use it. Use that opportunity, because it'll give you a sense of direction where you should be going. We came from something, sometimes some people tell us that we not come from nothing. And absolutely false. So David, big up yourself. All right, sis, we have so many things, but we don't have much time. So what I want to do is OT, what the thing with the 10 reasons why, is it this? Put it up for me, please. The 10 reasons why people must come Jamaica for the conference.
For their conference?
No, OT, this is the 10 reasons not to attend. All right, fine. Shouldn't start it that way. I forgot to refine it for Saturday. But anyway, we can't say, you can't big this up, OT, because we can't see it. OT can't big it up. All right, fine. Let me see something. Yeah. All right, here it is. The first reason they said is that this is 2 years ago. They said the first reason why I must come for the conference. This is what the Jamaican government, because of them run the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. This is what they were selling to our people overseas. They said, number one reason why you must come to the conference is because it's in Montego Bay, sun, sand, and opportunities. Now, see that exploitation of hotel workers. They're not talking about that. The less than 1% accessibility.
Wow.
I forgot to have another C right or so. I forgot to correct that spelling. Yeah. Because I want somebody call me and tell me. But anyway, we know what you're talking about. Public beaches.
Let me spell Jamaica once, so please stop it.
Yeah, no, but we just say this right or something. We need to correct this.
Accessibility, yeah.
But right or so, public beaches. We don't have it. Look on this one. It says this is an all-exclusive property. Non-registered guests are not permitted beyond this point. That can't work. They must talk. These are the things that they must talk about when them go to the conference, right? And they're not going to talk about it. That's one of the reasons why we're telling you don't go. They're not going to talk about it. All right, here it is. And here's another part of that. Tourism workers demand better pay and treatment. And we have videos we can play inside of that, but we don't have time for that. Let's move on to number 2, post-COVID reunion. And they say it's the first conference since we have experienced COVID-19. Let's jam in Jamaica. But they don't tell you about the level 2. It was level 3, but it's level 2 now. And it's still an advisory. And it talks about crime, health, and natural disaster. They don't tell you about that. And remember, the hurricane season soon start. Just keep that in mind. Here's a U.S. surgeon criticized Jamaica, poor hospital infrastructure. Look on the hospital. Remember, one of the things they said in the travel advisories: do not get sick in Jamaica. Dog, name your supper. Don't get sick in Jamaica. See where them with that face, yeah? And the Minister of Health and Self-Wellness. Him fine, you know.
Exactly.
Find him a
He's
dance.
fine, yeah.
Yeah, him a do him like a cottage in the grill. Him have him yeah, his feet in the water and the river. He eat big fish. Him a carry on. Him a live a very good life. But look
And
on
he
the
travels for his medical attention.
Oh yeah. Except when him have a little sprain the other day or broke foot when them lick him off, when him that run and them lick him down. That was fine. But anything major, he's not taking that chance and have medical any medical operation in Jamaica. I'm not doing it. Could go again. This is the hospital of Black River. Before and after. Number 3. Them say must come and party in paradise. Come to the conference and enjoy the Jamaican entertainment scene. Hey, I know if I'm not take out loan for go up on the entertainment scene. But I'm not big star at the conference, so we don't have to take out no loan and go. Don't go. Them not have Chris Brown and the rest of the people. Them don't have them, so there's no need for go. So, see it, Chris Brown. See them, yeah? Sound Clash. All of them things there. You see who they're there? Poor people there, you say, you know. Poor people. Them don't want to know the conference because them as soon as a nuisance. Because on have nothing, on not coming up big roll out no big water cash and on not come with the black card and on not come with the checkbook and have on a big account when you can transfer funds in and out. Them don't want to know. Them don't want to know. This is the one where we just don't show them and take out money for go. Number 4, discover authentic Jamaican crafts. Look on the Musgrave Market in Port Antonio, May 2020, right burned down. Take a piece of our island back home with you. You don't need to go to the conference for that, people. You can go visit your family, go visit your friends, go look for go to your school, your old school, your church, whatever you need to do. You don't need to go to the conference to buy a piece of Jamaican craft and take home with you. Foolishness.
But number 4, stick up in Rattigan. Number 4, the craft is made elsewhere, Malaysia, Bangladesh, all over the place.
A lot of you don't have, because the Jamaican crafts people, they are being squeezed out of the market because they can import all of these things from China.
The hotels import them from other places,
Yes. So, I could skip past them on there. Jamaica or Chinatown. All right. Number 5, Taste of Jamaica. Jerk chicken, jerk pork, patties and more. You see them don't tell you? When I go down there now, remember this. Some of the food you not eat might be the 4 containers of food declared to be
food.
Compromise. They had 4 containers with
contaminated.
Exactly. Red peas, flour and some other basic commodities that they said it's unfit for human consumption, and the 4 containers disappear. Me here see them find one. I don't know how true that is, but even if they found one, 3 of them still missing, and of them food, chances are one probably go eat. When you don't do that, and remember now, you go there and eat something else and you get sick. You see what? You remember what we showed you previously? Can't go to the hospital. You have problems. And look on the grocery shopping. On the grocery shopping, when you can't buy nothing down there. Here's another one, $32,000 promise. See there, minimum wage things. We have a video there, so we're not going to show that. All right, so which one? That was. Let me see that one. Yeah. 9. Diaspora influence. The conference will include a diverse agenda. Learn how members of the diaspora can get. Hold on. 6. Dream home on. Come and find your piece of paradise. Hear them telling you, you must come spend money with them people. Listen, Jamaicans have been going back home and build them own house. They don't need to go on a conference to go find nobody to go build no house. A rip-off. It's a rip-off. No go. See, no roll out dated for intergenerational mortgage loan. Can get a mortgage. Forget about NHT. Look on the house.
But Rattigan, there are words about you see the hypocrisy and the cruelty to the Jamaican people. They're using NHT to lure people to get mortgages from NHT. What about the teachers and the police and the public servants in Jamaica who need a home and need to get loans from the NHT? That is who they should be targeting. So they have been misused. They have strayed from the original mandate of the NHG, and now they're reaching out to diaspora to come and use NHG money. No, spend NHG money on people in Jamaica, not diasporans.
Well, look on our house, huh?
Mighty God.
Look on our house. That's what I'm telling you. So this conference is not about the poor people in Jamaica. You know,
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not. They don't care about you, no. It's about friend and company. 7, come to the conference and enjoy a Jamaican road trip. We know about, we have to talk about dilapidated, spelling correctly, right? So infrastructure, car accidents, bad roads, dangerous bridges. We know about that. Big problem. No can't try. Watch out. Watch out. Skip that. Man, drop down and dead. Reconnect with your roots. Visit your old stomping grounds. We no need for come to the conference for go up and so come help out the people.
Did he ask his children to help increase the birth rate? He's asking people to move back there and do that. He should start at home, you know. Charity begins at home.
Well, I don't think him have any interest in that. I don't think him have
well, don't tell people what to do with their lives.
See that diaspora influence. The conference will include a diverse agenda. Learn how members of the diaspora can get tangible benefits from active participation in the global Jamaica community. Talk about the struggles of the diaspora people in my field. You know, I talked to somebody today, you know, and I told them about people sleeping in their Jamaicans sleeping in their cars at there's a plaza, State Road 7 and Oakland Park Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale. And the person said, yes, I know about it. I know that people them forgot. This of them live. And who's helping them? Nobody. I see the flight and brain drain problem. See there? Them talk about, but the other day, them say a lot of people coming back to Jamaica, What them don't tell you is that a lot of people, them say voluntary return. What them don't tell you is a lot of people getting immigration problems, you know. And they've been told that the best thing for you to do if you want to come back to America is take voluntary departure, leave on your own. And it will be easier when you reapply to return to America. It will be a more favorable consideration for you as opposed to if you were deported. So them not count that and say a lot of people have come back home simply because them can't stay and deal with the pressure. But networking, you see that? Look on the first word, network. Poor people, who know what network with now? Talk to me now. Talk to me. Who know what network with?
When build bridges and make waves.
Yeah, we have some spelling things that we have to clean them up, but that's all right, no problem. But then they get the message. All right. All right, we can move that. All right, we're going to open the phone line now. And like we say, we don't want, when you call, just get to the point quickly so we can get more people involved. Because we have a lot of time. The phone number is 667-369-8569. 667-369-8569. And by the way, this Saturday night, we're going to end the program a little bit early, like around 30 minutes. So about 7:30, we're going to finish because we have a special musical extravaganza Saturday night. We're going to play music for 4 hours. Me and Kevin are... To want to nice it up now with the Queen's English, we'll just say Kevin and I will be playing music on Saturday. Right? But me and Kevin are gonna play some nice music, and this is as a result of what happened a few Sundays ago. We came on after taking a break for months, and we played music for 2 hours on a Sunday, and it was well received, and people said, "Boy, we need to come back." So we said, "All right, you know what? We could just do it. We could just combine it because 2 hours, I admit." Once you start getting on the music, 2 hours seem like a really, really short time. So we said, all right, let's do it for 4 hours. We'll combine both programs. So we're going to start this Saturday night from 8 to midnight, Kevin and I. So we'll take some requests. We have some stories, and we have a special guest. Oh, hold on then. They are talking. Okay. Hold on the caller. Hold on there. Hold on there. Hold on there. Catch me off guard, yeah. You know what? Hello? Hold on there, caller. Caller gone. Hold on a second there. Caller, link me. Link me. I tell you know, I'm not going to do it the other way because completely forget how to do this. But like we're saying, I could just go back to the diaspora thing. My mother used to tell me, you know, where you go? Where dogs are not invited, no bones are provided.
No bones are provided, exactly.
Them not prepared for you. I'm telling you, they're not preparing for you. And when you don't have the money, so no go borrow no money or no go take on a partner draw and go try show off and go down there for go rub shoulders with them people, because all you will get is you might get a one picture with the minister. And a week from now, if you should show him the picture, ask him, he don't even know you. He don't know you.
True. Who says they're going to get close to the minister, Rattigan?
Well, that's true too. That's true. That's true. So the phone number of the people, 667-369-8569. 667-369-8569. You're right. They probably won't get close to the minister at all because the minister will be on the podium, deliver a speech, and then exit, and that's it.
And right, and when he comes on off his speech, all his handlers, you know, look, move up for the boss, move for the. No.
Yeah,
No.
I've been to I've been to one conference, and I tell you, it's nothing to write home about. And also, here's what you must ask them. Ask them, the last conference that you had 2 years ago, where is the after action report? And
Report, what is that? That's just a word.
Show me what not achieve. Because we meet and say we are going to have big meetings and we are going to do this and we are going to do that. Now tell me where is the report that came out of that meeting and what have we achieved? And you must tell them, say, I'm hoping to see prosperity on the part of diaspora members, because that is what you said in your diaspora policy. You said the policy is created for two reasons primarily. One is to assist with the national development of Jamaica, and number two is to ensure the prosperity of diaspora members in the countries where they and their descendants live. I think that's the language. Carla, how are you?
Good night.
Yeah, we can't get you through the system, so we need no waste no time. Go ahead with your call. Go ahead with your call, please.
Good night, Miss Daisy. How are you?
Oh, good night, darling. How are you?
Call Miss Daisy. Return the compliment. Go ahead. Call mash up. Call for the call back. But
right,
like I was telling you, Mega say, what report? You met the people in boycott the conference the last time. And now there's more reason, because guess what? There has been more awareness about who's running this organization from 2 years ago till now. A lot more people are aware now that it's the government that run it.
The same corrupt cabal.
And you know what? As most of you know, I had to file a little lawsuit because of what's going on. And guess what? I won't say more than this. Today, I found a document that is going to blow them out of the water. And the document is their own document. Their own document where them come and tell lie. Their own document. So we are going to deal with that. But as far as the conference is concerned, people, don't go. Don't go. Stay home.
But Rattigan, you just, before you even move on about that, you said something earlier about one of the things the conference is to assist the Jamaican government, assist with the development of Jamaica. What is the purpose of the government? And second, you cannot assist the government without accountability, transparency, and good governance.
Mm-hmm.
That is the first thing. And if they're coming to ask for any partner, the diasporans to partner with them, that is we need accountability. Why is the Prime Minister's statutory declarations yet to be certified? Why is it that there's over $3 trillion unaccounted for, misappropriated, nobody know where the money gone? And there are no answers. Where are the investigations for those monies? Why is Cornwall Beryllium Regional Hospital still yet to be opened? And it is still hemorrhaging money that has yet to be cauterized. I mean, you cannot be asking for people to partner with you and you're afraid to answer tough questions. You cannot be in the circle of your friend and company. You have to put on your big boy pants and your big girl panties and come into the space where you're asked the tough questions about your governance structure and how is that governance structure benefiting the people. You have 10 years. You cannot keep blaming 18 years and 18 years. You have 10. You have 10. What have you done for the people lately? And if you cannot give an honest answer to that question, then nobody should be partnering with you. What are they partnering with you to do?
Well,
to keep harming the people? No.
OT, put up the hotel arrangements for this conference for me, please, so we can show the people them. All right, thank you, OT. All right, look at this, people. This is the conference that them have now, you know. Where them are having in June, from the 14th to the 18th of June. 1 week. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1 week. Look on the special rates for them are going to know. Stop it right there, so OT. Right there, so thank you. Iberia Star. Look at that. Double occupancy. It says from $165 per person. So you know what that means? That means they probably have 1 room or 2 rooms with that price. And the rest of it gone up. And now you have to go share a room because it's double occupancy. So you have to take somebody with you. And it'll cost each of you minimum $165 per person. $165 per person per day for 4 days or 5 days. Think about that. Think about that. Look, we go to Half Moon now. Very nice place. Very nice place. Look at Half Moon. $489 US dollars we are talking about, you know, per person. It's a per day, you know. Per person per day. And if you get the Ocean Suite, that's $662 US dollars per person per day. Then you go via so. Hold on, what do you want me to do with this, OT? Okay. And then if you go Ocean, Coral, Spring, and Eden Bay, long name. Look on that. The Junior Suite Ocean View is $363 per person per day. And they have something called the Privilege Junior Suite Ocean View. That's even more expensive. That's a $455. Use black OT. Or these a different color, red, please. $455 and 68 cents. And the one, the S, see there? Yeah. Circle up all of them for me there, please. Circle up all of them so the people can see. Circle up all of them. I want to know how much I want to have them kind of money for go down there, go rub shoulders with people. And at the end of the day, you don't have nothing for show feet. It would have better if you go visit your family members. I'm not saying don't go to Jamaica. Go to Jamaica, but don't go for this purpose. Go to visit your friends and family and go and spend some of this money.
Rattigan. There are people still sleeping in their cars and tarpaulins are now being used as roofs. Give that money to those people to help restart their life in some way or shape or fashion. Don't waste it on these nonsense.
Yeah. Look at the S
Put it to
Hotel.
good use.
Mini king room. Them have suites there. 400 and I'm for notice, you know, them not charge you for the room, you know. Them might charge you per person. So everybody will pile up in the place that they might go come up with this money. And they must say you can put 10 people inside, you know, as long as you put 10 times whatever the number
10
is.
times.
Look at that, $459 per person at the S Hotel per person per day, and the deluxe junior suite is $529 per person per day. Look at the people. Look at these. Look at these hotel rates. And by the way, scroll up a little bit from OT. Scroll up. No, sorry, the other direction. The other direction. Keep going. See it right. Keep going. See it there? Stop right there, sir. Please stop. See it there? Circle up special delegate only rates. So
wow.
When them say special delegate, does that mean everybody who are go down there is a special delegate, or just only some of the people and we are going to be designated special delegate? How do you get designated as a special delegate? And if the idea is that everybody who comes on from overseas, everybody will come in and you can show a passport different than your Jamaican passport. By the way, let me ask a question, you know. If you have a Jamaican passport, how much it costs for stay at them hotel here? It will cost more or it will cost less? Because
more.
If it will cost the same amount, and then we say, then what the point? We suppose so Jamaicans not living in Jamaica, them not get no benefit at all from, like, or just the foreigners, them might get them benefit you want to we. I mean, know right now, say a very few Jamaicans can afford this. And even fewer who will come out of themselves and spend this kind of money. Look at that. $489.20 for them easy up, you know, them put on the 25 cents, you know, to half moon per person per day. Let me see something here. Sis, hold on. Let me see something here. Let me just.
To hear the same speech that I heard 2 years ago, please.
The same speech that give you money. 489.25. Look at that times 5. That's at $2,446.25, you know. 2,000 US dollars. $446 US dollars and 25 US cents.
For the week?
For a week.
No, man, give that money to the people who need it to rebuild their lives.
Guess what? That is a cheap one. That is a cheap one, you know. That is the 489. I could go to the other one now. I could go to the other one is what? 662. We don't know them come with them numbers, you know, them weird numbers. 662 times 5, right? That's $3,310. Come on, my people. Some of we can't pay with rent. Some of we can't pay with rent in America. So how we are going to go down there now and go spend $3,000? And that is just, and that doesn't include airfare. That does not include airfare. $3,000 for stay the half moon. $3,310 US dollars for a week. And then you come back and then you first of all, you're going to struggle for pay them. To go down there and then you struggle when you come back. Don't go. Come to the People's Conference. The conference where we can discuss the issues that they discussed earlier that day, but we're going to discuss it and give you the other point of view, the point what they don't want to give you. We're going to give it to you. And listen, all it takes is a little investment of your time, maybe 2 hours a night. That's all it takes, you know. You don't have to buy a big airline ticket, go spend $3,000 for a week, then you have to rent car. We don't even know if that includes food. Well, come on. Come on, people. For what? Megawatts of them have to come back and hide from the landlord. Don't for that I go on to Brooklyn, you know. Because I think Jamaican passport will get a discount. So with the discount, them should have put that up there. Them should have put that up there. And then some people are worried because they must say, boy, you know, can I leave America with a US passport and a Jamaican passport and then go down there and then come back on it? People have some trepidation about doing that. Listen, if you have immigration issues, no go. Don't go. Do not go if you have immigration. When I say immigration, it is if you're not sure about your status. When I say sure about your status, you have a green card, but some you didn't see what I go on. You see what I go on. Don't go. This is not the time to take risk with your future. And this is not the time to risk your finances. Don't go. Do not go. And then Ransford McLean make a good point. Of this $400 and something, yeah, how much you think them are pay the workers them? Call a good night. Welcome to Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from? Oh, I'm fine, thank you. How are you? How are you, Mr. Miss?
I'm here, Mr. You're doing a great job for the people of Ireland, you know, Mr. Rattigan.
I thank you very much, Mr. Miss.
But one thing, though, I don't understand one thing that's going on with this Jamaican diaspora thing, you know, Mr. Rattigan. I think it's a money-making thing, you know, to put in the pocket of those people, the Vumba and the Vumba, you know.
Okay. You know the Vumba and the Vumba people?
Oh, yes.
You're one of them?
No.
So,
He's from Upper St. Andrew.
Oh, Upper St. Andrew. How you know them people, huh? How you know them?
Upper St. Andrew, you know, sometimes they call us to the drinking cognac, you know.
Hey, Jeffrey Top. Talk to me. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't understand this thing. How in this time when gas price gone up, plane fare going up, you see much of the rooms?
Yeah. Let me not talk about them. You know, you not talk about them.
Yes.
662. And hold on. And you know what happened? Scroll down the OT. Let me see something. Yeah. Let me see something. Book your state. All right. You know what I not seeing this with them prices, yeah? Me not see it say that it includes everything, all of the taxes and all the kind of Jamaican and put finger on tax on them thing there. Me not see it say taxes. So it might be 662 plus the taxes. Come on.
And not only that, you know, Will, I heard the minister on a Zoom meeting that you and I was privy to.
Yes.
Talking as if Jamaica have no problem.
Oh, Jamaica have no problem.
No,
Jamaica
man. What Jeffrey talking about? Jeffrey, do you realize that Jamaica is doing better than developed countries? What's wrong with Jeffrey?
Man, Jamaica better than Japan. Jamaica have the GDP 70, 72. Japan have 200. Japan GDP that are debt to GDP is over 200. Jamaica going good, man. So it's going good. This is because I'm going good. Them no need we to come down. They come support this.
No, sir.
And another thing, right before I left you, I wonder if when these people of the diaspora who wants to get all of all that done, get all of all this, if when they go down, they're gonna go down to the areas that's been destroyed by Hurricane Melissa. The people are still in school.
True.
Exactly. To be this, yes, that is true.
That's true.
Going to party in their faces.
All right. Say some big up. Jefferson, we'll talk to
Big up, Jeffrey. Yes. But you know, that's a very valid point. Are they really going to flaunt all of that in the faces of the persons who are still sleeping under the open canopy of heaven? Come on. With a few months before the start of the next hurricane season, you see how, do you realize how detached from reality the government really is? Because they should be saying, no, we can't do that. We have to put the people's safety ahead of everything else. I'm not saying everything should shut down, but this is not it. This is not it.
Listen, LMC, England, Jamaica, I make some good points. And I'm telling you right now, people, I'm begging you, I'm telling you, I'm begging you, I'm beseeching you, I'm pleading to you. Do not go to this camp. You know, there is a strong supporter of this thing. I spoke to him today and I told him, I said, I am going to tell my people not to support this thing. And I gave him the reasons why. And him couldn't argue with the reasons. Him couldn't argue. I mean, with all the stuff going on, right? With Westmoreland, Hanover, St. Elizabeth,
Trelawney.
With all of them things going on, you think they would have said, at least give us send the money to a reputable charity. This 662 plus tax for 5 days. Send half of that money to a reputable organization for help buy food or something for the people out west.
Yeah.
They're doing that. Them say, no. Put money. See what I tell you? Put money in them people pocket. Iberia Star, Half Moon, Ocean, Coral Springs, and Eden Bay, and S Hotel. Put money in them pocket. We're not going to take care of our people and we are suffer and a struggle right now. In them 5 parishes. We're not going to do it. And the thing about it is that some of these hotels, they're in those parishes. In fact, I think all of them in that parish. Rosal, St. James, Half Moon, St. James. I don't know where I guess all of them in St. James because the conference is going to be held in Montego Bay. So all of them in a St. James. St. James or Trelawney. Please, I said book your stay today. Don't book nothing. Tell them for go. Don't book anything. And if you don't want to tell them go, register your go by not voting, by not booking. Make them look and say, but we expect a whole bunch of people, Jamaican government tell us thousands of people coming from foreign. And make them look and say nobody no come for support it at all.
Remember? They expected thousands of people and they did the conference hall was empty.
Locals, they have to bus local Jamaicans, they have to bus them in. Maybe that way they will get some food or something like that, because the government's certainly not doing what it's supposed to do in terms of getting these people back on track. So maybe this is a way where people will get some food. But if this is a way they more plan to feed people, meaning that they don't get the support from overseas, so now they have to fill up the place to make it look good, because otherwise it'll look bad and people get way to feed people. Caller, good night. Welcome to Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Mr. Rattigan, how are you?
Doing well. And you?
I am good.
All right.
Just saying hello to both you and Miss Daisy. I'm out again.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
All right. Well, look, always a pleasure when you call, Miss Northeast. Right, so take care of yourself. All right. Take care of yourself. Yeah. So we're telling the people, do not go to this farce, this foolishness. Don't go. This is a joke. And we're going to get into this issue deeper the closer we get to it. And we're going to have our own conference where we can talk about the issues affecting us. Wouldn't it be nice if we could have come up with a plan and say, listen, we are going to take care of our homeless Jamaicans living overseas, wherever they are. We as a group, we have to come together. Instead of the money that we have spent, and I go fat the pockets of Iberia Star, Half Moon, Ocean, Coral Spring, and Eden Bay, S Hotel. Instead of we spend that money with them, why don't we get together as a group overseas and come up with an organization where we pool the resource, the money there as a resource, and try and help our people here who are suffering? Because believe me, there are people here in America who are like that, who are suffering like that. It's better them go home, right? Because they're not getting any help. Wouldn't it be better if we try to reach out and help our brothers and sisters instead of supporting this foolishness?
It is foolishness. It's better they provide, and that is why I asked, what is the purpose of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, if not to serve the needs of the persons within the diaspora? Because they say they exist, but not for the purposes of those persons who reside in those jurisdictions. It's for the purpose of expressed purpose of working with the government to develop the country. And I'm like, then what is your role? What is the role of the government by itself? All the resources that they have, whether they borrow the money or they get grants, how have they been spending those monies? It cannot be diaspora, gimme, my name Jimmy. I mean, come on now. Those people have needs as well.
Darren make a good point. She said, man, don't tell people talk to Mr. Rattigan and say Jamaica going good. Yeah, we need to clear that up. We're being facetious, meaning that a joke. Jamaica is not going great. Not going well.
Yes, we're basically being sarcastic by saying, yes, they are doing better than developed countries based on what the leaders are in the country are saying.
Because today, Mr. Tavares and I and others listen to the minister, the junior minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, describe Jamaica. And the way he described it, we shouldn't be sending anything to Jamaica to help anybody in Jamaica, because you know what he said? Unemployment is at an all-time low. Crime is way, way down. The economy is resilient and it's doing well, and that people look at Jamaica and said, wow, because he said he just got back from Africa where they were talking about resilience, and he was giving Jamaica as, he said, the poster child for resilience, to show them how a country can bounce back. And he also mentioned that the Miami Herald 2 years ago described Jamaica as the mini superpower in the Caribbean. When you listen to all of those news, when you listen to all of those things, you get the sense that, why are we sending things to Jamaica? It sounds like Jamaica should be sending things up here to us to take care of us, because Jamaica is fine. Fine based on what the minister said. We know our people. We know that Jamaica is not fine. We're with you and with you.
But Rattigan, how can you talk about they're the poster child for resilience? What about the people in the West who are still sleeping in their cars? Tarpaulins are their roof. They don't have any regards for them, or they don't even consider them Jamaicans. They don't consider them human beings, or they think that all their needs have been met. The man is crazy.
It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. And we have some real lazy civil servants.
True.
Who are assigned to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. And them don't know them head from them foot. Them just come here and just want take what them can get, line up what them can line up, and them don't care about the people. Them don't care about the people. They don't. And I say it all the time, you know. I forget credit where credit is due. There is a CG down in Miami. I mean, know him not like when I say this, but that man should be, or they missed the opportunity. Well, they didn't miss it. They could have created it, but they just didn't want to. He should have been the ambassador. That man down in Florida, I'm waiting for somebody to give me some bad news about him, because every time I talk to people, it's always something good. Them always say that man, he's in comfort, births, marriages, graduations, backyard party. I even laugh and say even divorces him show up for. He shows up for everything. Right? He's very accessible. He's the only one. He's the only one. The rest of them come here and go on like them at Tapanaris, like them just the money when they want your money. That's the only time they know you. Only time they know you. When you need help, you can't. They don't want to see you. They don't want to see you. Only when you have money, them say, okay, all right, fine. They grant you access. And so we can't allow this to happen. So people, I'm begging you. Do not go. And at least this time it's easier for me to beg you, because guess what happened now? A lot of you are looking at your bank account and you see the money not there. Right? You see things get tight. So what you say? IG appointment 2008. I don't know what that means.
But Rattigan, is it a priority? You know, to take up that money to say you're going to go to a 4-day conference? Is it really, you have to these days you have to prioritize everything. It's like the person who has to decide whether or not they're going to buy food or medication. And if they buy the food, they cannot buy the medication. And they take buy the medication, they cannot buy the food. But they need both. Is that the person who has to decide between filling up their gas tank to go to work or taking the bus? And there are so many different issues that presents themselves that making something like this frivolous, make something like this very frivolous.
OT, if you want to put up the video, that's fine. We don't know about that video. If you want to put it up, that's fine. Because we're almost finished right now. We only have 15 minutes.
To date, I have accomplished substantially the goals that I had in mind.
This lady, this beautiful woman, this attractive woman, this intelligent woman is one of my heroines in Jamaica. I can never get tired of listening to this woman and looking at how she's conducting herself. Caller, good night. Welcome to Reason with Rattigan. Where are you calling from?
Good night, Mr. Rattigan. Yes, as you're talking about the diaspora situation there, you're hearing me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes. Do you plan to have it published, like a post or something like that, published overseas? Because remember, the rich and the famous going to go in out. If you have seen the today the conference or meeting with Terry Long, it was on YouTube on Jeffrey's thing today, and he was saying people like from Africa. He got called from Africa and other countries.
A lie.
Like Ghana or something like that.
No. Them people are not gonna win, man. Them people that you think
to Jamaica and listen to Jamaica. He went on and on some pretty talk. You would believe that Jamaica is blooming.
Okay.
Those talk that he gives, trust me.
Mm-hmm.
And we know it's not like that. So if we could have posters out internationally, put it all on YouTube and everywhere possible in the media, we can get that out. Because it is really not so. So I'm watching another program while I'm watching yours, and people talking that they have no light. They still don't have any light. They're still living on the tent and all of that. So I mean, Jamaica's not booming. Not like that.
well.
So, if we could take some other steps
All right.
to get it out there.
All right. I'm going.
Negative, and we have to highlight the negative. We can't make it look like all is well and it's dandy. It is not like that.
All right.
And please add to it too the 88 fatal killing in Jamaica, the babies.
Okay.
A mother lost her baby the other day again.
Okay.
Right? And the hole where the two people died into.
All right.
Once you own this hole, push up. Nobody never did in a push a hole.
No. Whoa. You have to be careful of them description. They tidy up them description there. Put on clothes on them description. That's different. No, you have to put pot in. Please put pot in front of the hole. All right. Take care. All right. Bye-bye. Yeah. No, you see this lady here, people? This lady here, man, somebody put there's a gem. She truly is a gem. And we were talking about her today with a dear friend of mine who is a member of the Prime Minister's inner circle, and we were talking about security for her, and he said yes, she's secure. But you know what, no, sis? We're getting word now, from the horse's mouth that the Prime Minister and others within the party have instructed people not to come on the Rattigan program. That's what we've been told. So
no surprises there.
Chances do you go? But we've heard this before, but now we're hearing it from people who are.
I don't want anybody to come on. I want the Prime Minister. I challenge him. Challenge him. If he's a man with his full chest, stand 10 toes down. Him say him not afraid of nobody. I am telling you, if you're not afraid of nobody, Mr. Prime Minister, come on. Just come.
Prime Minister. If you're not afraid of nobody, come over here, sir. Because I think when you say you're talking about certain people, you're not talking about everybody. When you say you're not afraid of nobody.
It's him. I don't want anybody else. It's just one person. Him. Him. And don't come and say, I only have an hour. No. Since you have so much mouth and you're full of and bravado and you're braggadocious and you're a bro god and you're all this. Say it with your full chest. You said it with your full chest, so come defend it with your full chest. Stand 10 toes down and say, me not afraid of nobody. And come over here. If him thinking about do it, tell him to say fair and come over here.
Touch a button. Tell him touch a button.
Listen, man.
Across the line now. Mr. Prime Minister, listen. When a young lady said to you, say fair. What you gonna do? Can you say you're and you work out and your wife I touch you up and I kiss you up on one of them things when me say and I say yeah and all of them. No, here's a lady now who challenge and say, no, come here and talk to us. Kind of afraid of nobody. Come here. And you know who the whole of them afraid, you know. The whole of them afraid for come on a program, you know. Whole of them
Because
afraid.
they'll be asked they'll be asked tough questions. I'm not going to ask them about the one house that he cut a ribbon to yesterday or last year or whenever. No.
Because remember now,
and he will be asked about his inability to be certified and why he thinks he should be sitting in that role as prime minister, given some of the pronouncements that he has made when he was in opposition. He cannot sit with a Richard Azan because it's a dark day and he cannot sit with this and integrity, yet he has none.
I want him, I can't tell him, you know. All the questions that I am planning to ask him, I know the answers. That's all I can't tell him. I know the answers. So please come and make me see if my answers comport with your answers. And then if they do not, if there is a difference between the answers, then no, we will have to provide proof. We will have to go down in the bottom of the box now and take up some documents now and start show some things. We want him come. Him not coming, man, not coming. But this lady here, she'll give them fits right now, this lady here.
That's the nanny of the 21st century. Nanny of Maroons of 21st century.
Then we have shall look at Minister Vaz now on the school bus thing and I notice him silent now for the last 2 weeks or so, you know, you're not more about him, you know. From the moment
he looking to skedaddle, you know. He's looking to skedaddle, you know.
Yeah, me know.
Gone like Skilachi.
Him can't run, but him can't hide because we know which part of my plan for go. We know all of the real estate deals and what them are do and all of them are look at real estate and them are look at possible retirement places. We know all of that, so make him go on. But here's my lady.
First appointed Auditor General, and that is to move the department from a highly manual environment, which it was at that time in 2008, to one that is substantially automated. So over the period beginning in as early as 2010, where we moved to equip all audit staff with a laptop device, and that was the groundwork really to transition the organization to one where the audit process is substantially automated, to take us now to 2014, where we acquired an audit software which enabled the audit process to be automated.
Move that OT. We're gonna bring her on Saturday. I mean the video, not she not do interviews, and for good reason.
Yes.
Yeah, for good reason.
But before you move on, Rattigan, there's a question by Daniel Taylor in the chat, and it says, how can Jamaica's economy be growing when Jamaica doesn't have manufacturing plans for its citizens to have permanent employment with benefits while exporting what it is producing?
Right, cannot produce nothing.
Exactly. No. And if your import bill is higher than your export bill, how can you be doing so wonderful? Make it make some sense.
Yeah, Daniel Taylor, good point. So, I said, Delroy Henry have one here. He says, Sir Rattigan, I own a property next to the ex-finance, Mr. Nigel, gated property in White House, just as a pass-through border. I know that place there as I speak. It's still without electricity 5 months after Melissa.
Yeah, and they're thinking about having a conference in June. These people are sick.
Yep.
Sick.
What about the drugs trafficking in Jamaica? That's a good question. It's still going.
But speaking of drug trafficking, what happened to that CTAC? I heard, remember that they had disbanded CTAC?
Yeah, CTAC, I think they had some problems there with evidence and drugs and all of that. Yeah.
But Rattigan, it's not the agency that is the problem. Who run the agency? The people.
People.
So isn't the problem with the people? Not the agency itself. It's the people who run the agency that are the problem. So if you weed out the bad, get rid of the bad weeds, you keep the agency, correct?
Correct.
And if you disband Sea Talk and you still have Kevin Blake as Jamaica as the commissioner, isn't something radically wrong with that picture?
Yep. You see, there's somebody put imported eggs are placed at the front of the supermarket shelf while local eggs are at the force too. Let me tell you something, people. You see, as long as you have politicians and people of influence in Jamaica with import license to import food, you know, agriculture goodbye, you know. Kiss agriculture goodbye. Because without for them to import the steel scallion or the scallion will have no flavor, but it costs far less than one where I come from St. Elizabeth or wherever them grow scallion in Jamaica. It's a difficult task to convince people that spend the money and support local farming when them look on them pocketbook and say, but I can't afford that. You know, if a bungalow scallion I got cost, but I could just say for the sake of the conversation, it will cost $100. We know that, but we could just say $100. And then somebody will bring in imported scallion and will sell it to you for 40 and 50. Of course you're going to take that. Of course.
But Rattigan, it is not cheaper, you know. It's more expensive. And here's why it's more expensive. So they are buying the cheaper scallion that is genetically made from genetically modified organisms, right? Now we know the health risks that come along with that. So in the long run, it is not cheaper. And you have a health sector that is broken. So, and kidney disease seems to be one of the high people with kidney disease in Jamaica and diabetes and hypertension is a high percentage of persons who have those diseases. Now, when you buy the cheaper products, the cheaper Irish potato, the cheaper all of these things, many of these are rejects from the farmers that they're buying them from, you know. So you're not getting the quality product. That's why it's so cheap. Right?
That's a good point. That's a good point. It's a very good point.
Right. So it's not really, it may, on the surface, spending the money, it looks cheaper. But in the long term, the persons are getting sick as a result because their bodies are now becoming immune to medication.
Yeah.
Because of the mediocre products that they're flooding the market with.
You know, I have a
and
friend.
Nobody's talking about that.
I have a friend from the Ivory Coast, right? And he's done and he's still doing a lot of business with the Chinese. And he was telling me that Chinese products, right? For example, he said that they have different grades. He said what they sell to the US, what they will sell to Africa and the Caribbean, they can't sell it to the US and Europe. And he was telling me the grades. Like he said, grade A would be for the US because they have stringent requirements.
Yes.
Grade B would be for Europe. Grade C, the what left, the one we not so go, them send it to Africa. And grade D, them just send it to the Caribbean. The one when nobody know. Them just send
That's 100% true. But I would flip that and say, because here's the thing, what I've come to realize is that a lot of the things that are acceptable, food products, in America is not acceptable in Europe, because Europe has a higher standard of products, chemicals that you cannot use in their products. They are banned across the board in Europe, while it is not banned here, you know. And so that is one thing. But when you look at it, it's this, you know, you're talking about food. The same thing goes for, the other day. I don't know if you saw the on YouTube, in social media in general, a few months ago, where they're talking about high-end brands that they're made from by the same Chinese company. But you know, they have like you said, they have different grades, you know. So they are buying these produce at the expense and putting them and flooding the market with these things at the expense of healthier homegrown food that would be better for the population.
Right. Sis, look, we're gonna leave it there, sir. I want you to talk up to the people and give them some remarks before we cut off the program now?
My hope is that they spend less time being entertained and entertaining and more time edifying and educating themselves. Because at the end of the day, when they're edified and educated, they can party all they want, they can entertain all they want, but do so from a place of knowing, of knowledge, of wisdom, of understanding of what is happening around them, and also understanding that politics affects their lives every single day. When there's an election, you cannot sit out an election and say, oh, politics not affects my life. It does affect your life because you go to the grocery store, you go to the hospital, you have children to send to school, you need the police. So they have to really get serious about their existence. They cannot keep just doing TikTok videos and not doing TikTok learning, because the same device that they're doing the TikTok videos on is the same device that they can use to edify and educate themselves. And there are too many YouTube channels, both in the diaspora and in Jamaica, that are talking about the issues daily. You have Andre Stevens, you have Mystic, you have Wayne Lonesome, you have Jeffrey, you have Rattigan, you have Portland Spice.
Bolo.
So many of them. You have Jamaica Hot Topics, you have Hot Off the Press, so many of them. And you have Bolo. I mean, they are there, Rattigan. They cannot say that they don't have.
True.
There's a vacuum for information. There's no vacuum when it comes to information. They have chosen not to access information, but it's not a lack of it. And the same device again that they're using to do their TikTok dance and their YouTube this and whatever is the same device that they can use to edify, educate, and also entertain themselves. Choose to do the two former, and the latter will come into play. Because right now, as you look at it, the world is in turmoil, Rattigan. Anywhere you look, there are problems happening.
Mm-hmm.
And the way to navigate yourself through this period of time in life is to be informed. You cannot sit down and play the fool of yourself, because you will, if you don't, what you say, lean into the wind, you better lean into the wind.
Yeah.
Better lean into the wind.
All right. Thanks, sis. That's the last word. Hey, Delroy Henry, big up yourself. All of you, please remember to join us this Saturday. Mystic is on, I think it's tomorrow or Friday or whatever. I'm not sure. I think it's, he's on.
Friday.
Friday. Yeah. And then remember, we have to join we on Saturday. Saturday, we have a big show. We have a big show. We have a lot to reveal regarding this UE thing. And we have some things about the buses, and we have some things, we haven't forgotten about the drill. We have some things about the idiocy going on in Parliament. We're going to show you some really big head bird in a Parliament, some fools in a Parliament. And don't ever think that because you vote for them and them name politician, them smarter than you, because we're going to show you how dumb some of these people are. And Saturday night, remember the musical extravaganza. We have a special guest. It's going to be, thing going to turn up. We're not going to love it. So just come Saturday, make sure you make your preparations. And when you come Saturday, we'll take a break between 7:30 and 8. We're going to finish the program at 7:30 because we're going to start the musical program at 8 o'clock, and we need time to set up. So again, people, come prepared, and I want to thank all of you for your patience, for your support, for your devotion. We love you. OT, lead us out. Sis, big up yourself.
Have a good night. We'll talk. Yes, cool.
Right, cool.
Them not no ties on him. Them know said that the people rely upon him. You know said them bring out them Christ through him. That's why all the people them respect him. Just like Selassie and Marcus Garvey, the man hold the order of the Trinity. A real strong